Fire it up! Fire it up! We're good. Hey guys, how you going today on BKR Sport? We are back here for some preliminary final action, and this is going to be a big bubble one, man. This is going to be a big bubble one because we are at the serious point of the season, man. We are here at the point where just shit gets wild. You know, teams get knocked out when they thought they were going to win the comp. They were getting excited. They were thinking, here we go, this is our time. And then our time doesn't necessarily happen there, man. So, yeah, look, it's going to be a spicy one. We're into the preliminary finals. There's only 4 teams left in the business, and that is the Cronulla Sharks, the Sydney Roosters, the Penrith Panthers, and also the Melbourne Storm. So, 2 of these teams will be gone by the end of this weekend. One of those teams will be gone by tonight. But obviously, like I was saying, guys, the teams that are playing tonight in this prelim are down in Melbourne at AAMI Park. Obviously, the AFL Grand Final is tomorrow. So if you went down for this one, you probably get to go and check that one out as well if you got tickets, because it gets very, very difficult there. But the Melbourne Storm taking on the Sydney Roosters, first versus third after the regular season. Let's get into our discussion here. Let's go through the 2 team lineups and chat all about what our thoughts are here before we do get into the comment section, see what you guys are saying, and fire up for some finals football. So obviously, guys, go and hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here, and let's get cracking. Now, the Melbourne Storm, they are the hosts here, coming in from first position after the end of the regular season. They're $1.30 favourites. And the Roosters, they come to this game from third position. They're $3.55 underdogs. Nobody gives the 2 teams that are not the favourites in this weekend a chance in hell, which you don't really like, right? You want to see the best 4 teams in the comp and have really, really quality preliminary final matchups. You want to see teams really drive it down to the wire, and I do think the Roosters can drive this down to the wire. But with that being said, there's a reason why the Melbourne Storm are the heavy favourites here. I just really wish that when you get to this point of the season, it was a lot more closer in regards to you just genuinely do not know who's going to win. I feel like if the Storm play the Panthers in the grand final next week, at least then you still have your ups and downs, your favoritism for the Panthers, and then there's also favoritism for the Storm. At least then you kind of don't know what's going to happen. But for the most part, you're pretty sure what's going to happen tonight, and you're pretty sure what's going to happen tomorrow. But hopefully things change, and hopefully we do get a surprise out of nowhere that we just simply were not expecting. Now, the ins here for the Melbourne Storm down in AAMI Park. Lazarus Vaalepu, he comes in, no outs, no shake at all about. The fullback is a little Bobby Ryan Pappenhausen, with the wingers being Will Warbrick and Xavier Coates. Centers of Jack Howarth and Nick Meaney. The 5'8", Cameron Munster. Halfback is Jerome Hughes. The front row forwards are Nelson Asafa Solomona and Josh King. The number 9, Harry Grant, who is the captain. You go to the back row, Sean Bloor and Eliasa Katoa. The 13 is Trent Loiero. Interchange, Torrin Wishart, Christian Welsh, Tui Kamikamitha, and Alec McDonald, with the 18th and 19th men being Grant Anderson and Lazarus Vaalepu. A Storm team that, you know, when you look at it on paper, the spine is obviously, if not the best, one of the top 2. The only other team that you look at there is potentially the Panthers. But, you know, 2 through 5 is decent enough. And then your forwards are pretty damn well solid, but nothing insane, right? It's not like it doesn't light the world on fire, which is why most people didn't have the Storm as high as they've come this year. Which is why people thought the Storm would drop off a little bit more. There is a mixture of, yes, I hope they fall off and I want them to fall off. And there's also a mixture of, there's actually reason to believe when you look through the players on paper here that they're not actually as good as they finish off. But they are. They just win games. It doesn't matter how they win the game. They just find a damn way to win it. The Melbourne Storm have gone through plenty of games this year where they've just had to grind out results where they probably didn't deserve to win the game, but they just did win the game, and that's why they finished in first. And I think they only lost 3 games all season. 5 games all season. They lost 5 games out of 24, which tells you everything you need to know. So that's how good this Melbourne Storm team is, and they are at home, where they had a record this season of 10-2. They only lost 2 games there. One of which was to the Dragons, which I know freaks pretty much everybody out when you're just like, what? How do you lose? How is it the Dragons of all teams that you lost to in Melbourne? But the Dragons found a way to win that game. Very up and down team, that one. So the Storm are beatable. I just want to throw that out there. The Storm are beatable, but they're also not. They're beatable, but they're also not. It's a really strange one. For the Sydney Roosters, you got the in of Siwa Wong, the out of nobody. The fullback is James Tedesco, who is the captain, with the wingers being Daniel Tupou and Dom Young. The centres, Joseph Suaalii and Joseph Manu, with the 5'8" being Luke Keary and the halfback, Sandon Smith, due to the injury of Sam Walker. You go to the front row, Jared Ria-Hargraves and Lindsay Collins, with the number 9, Connor Watson, due to the injury of Brandon Smith. Back row, Angus Crichton and Satili Tupanua, with Victor Radley as the lock. Interchange, Spencer Leniu, Nafahu White, Nat Butcher and Terrell May, with the 18th and 19th men being Zach Docker-Clay and Siwa Wong. On paper, this Roosters team has a great team. It's just the 7 that obviously gets you worried. Connor Watson's actually had a pretty good year, and he did have a good time when he played for New South Wales this year as well. This is possibly the last game with Suaalii in Roosters colours, possibly with Manu in Roosters colours. Who else is potentially leaving there? Jared Ria-Hargraves is another one. And I think that's it. Oh, maybe Tupanua? Was he going to the Dogs, maybe? Or am I thinking of Takiya? No, I think I am thinking Tupanua. I think so. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. But a lot of guys here are not playing next year. They're either going to rugby, as in the Waratahs for Suaalii, and I think Japanese rugby for Joey Manu. Ria-Hargraves is, I believe, going over to the Super League mainly. So, yeah, it's a good lineup here for the Roosters, but you just do worry about that 7, even though I thought Sandon Smith had a really, really good game last week when they did take down the Manly, when Manly Sea Eagles did get knocked out in that game. But like I said, this Storm team is beatable. I don't know if the Roosters team is going to be able to beat them tonight. I just don't. I can't see anybody really beating the Storm team. I probably, if the Roosters... If the Panthers play like they did in week 1, I do still have the Panthers to go on and win this competition for a 4th straight year. But if the Panthers play anything less, then I've probably got the Storm, right? So look, I don't have the Roosters win this game tonight. I've got the Storm in a game 1-12. I don't have them 13+. And that's because I do think the Roosters will play out for them. I do think it'll be a good game. When they do play, it's a 1-12 game. The Roosters do usually struggle against the best opposition, but they only lose 1-12. It's not like they get absolutely blown off the park. So I'll take the Storm here. I'll take them by 1-12. I might go by 1. I might go by 6. Anything short of that 12 mark. I do think it'll be within 1 try. I will go and say 1 try will probably be the difference here. Now you go into the statistics coming into this game. After 24 games played, the Storm scored 692 points, whilst the Roosters scored 738 points. So the Roosters actually scored over 40 more points than them this season, which is incredible. They were the number 1, Storm were number 2. With that being said, though, the Roosters scored most of those points with their primo halfback, their primetime halfback, Sammy Walker, who is not here. So it does take the points off them. Now, I know they scored a big result against Manly last week and got some good points going, but I also do just think once Manly got their heads completely thrown, off the cruise ship, they're in the middle of the cruise, in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, and then their brain gone within like a minute in that game with the injuries to Tolotau Koula and also Jakey Tupuovic. I do think that really set Manly back, and the Roosters, once they scored a couple, it just went from there, and the Roosters just piled it on. And it was an awful game to watch, to be fair. It was a really, really boring game, but not for Roosters fans, because they just absolutely whooped them. So they do still have the points in them, even without Sam Walker, but I just don't know if Manly's heads were right after that first minute, which allowed the Roosters to really pick them apart throughout the rest of the game. It would have been interesting if they didn't get those early injuries, but I still have the Roosters winning that one based on what we saw. So yeah, people obviously talk about how heavy the Roosters attack is. There's context there. Whilst the Storm, they've got their team there, and they only scored 46 points less than what the Roosters did. So you really can't, write that off there. They did bank home some massive points towards the back end of their year, actually. Let's quickly go have a look here at this back end for the Melbourne Storm, where they just started putting scores through teams really, really late. For the most part of the year, it was close wins, and then the back end was just flat out. So obviously they beat the Sharkies 37-10 in the first week of the final, so 37 points there. 50 points against the Broncos. 30 points with a literal B-grade reserve team against the Cowboys. 48 points against the Dolphins. 24 points against the Panthers. 28 points against the Rabbitohs. Their lowest score since... There's only been one time since round 18 that the Storm have gone under 20 points, and that was their loss to the Dragons at 18-16. And then in round 17, they won, but it was 16-6. So there's only been one game since round 18 where they have gone under 20 points, which means that they are starting to really, come right at the good time in regards to their points, and are showing an ability to win games by big margins. The Rabbitohs game wasn't great when they won 28-16, but they did still win it. The Dolphins game was fantastic. I'd say the Storm got an actual win over the Cowboys in that game where they had a B squad there, despite losing. Then they absolutely whooped the Broncos and whooped the Sharks. So yeah, the Storm are coming in with the right kind of attack right now. It's not the same as it was where they were just winning games in grindy fashion. In the defensive side of things, the Roosters gave up 463 points this year. The Storm gave up 449 points. So the Storm are better there by about 14 points. So statistically, like if you want to look at the pure statistics of it, the Roosters do actually have an advantage here in regards to having a more significant attack and very, very close defense compared to the Storm, having a very, very close advantage on defense. But the attack-wise, obviously, the Roosters have a little bit of a larger gap there and were the number one team of the comp this year. Again, context involved. So, like, purely statistically, you do look at that. But I just can't see the Storm losing this. I just can't. If they lose this, it'd be great for the competition to mix it up. But then again, it's not really mixing it up because the Roosters, besides the Panthers and Storm, the Roosters were the last team to win the comp back in 2019, against the Canberra Raiders. And then it was the Storm in 2020, and then the Panthers 2021, Panthers 2022, and Panthers 2023. So it's not like things are getting mixed up too much here. The only team that would really throw a spanner in the works to win the comp would be the Sharkies. But they also won in 2016. But that was their only one. So it is still a very fresh vibe and fresh feeling about the competition if the Sharks were to win, which I doubt. But I actually will say that I see more of a potential of an upset tomorrow night with the Sharkies and the Sharkies and Panthers than this one, even though I still will have the Panthers to win that game. But all right, let's get to the chat. Let's see what you guys are saying. My tip here, Melbourne Storm by 1-12. Melbourne Storm by 1-12. And yeah, that's what we'll go with. That's what we'll go with in this one. I really hope it's a good game. I really do hope it's a good game, man. That's all we want to see. We just want to see a good game here that goes down to the wire. But alright, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get into it. Sexy Lee with the $5 redo donation. Appreciate you, Sexy Lee. You're a legend. Says, how is the weather and thoughts on final score? The weather, I believe, is fine. It's on the Gold Coast here. It's been really windy and a bit rainy today. But down there in Melbourne, it says it's fine. So, yeah, ground conditions good, weather fine. I haven't seen anything to say otherwise just yet. So, no, I think that it's going to be a good one. I think that both these teams, they don't give up a great deal of points, mate. They don't give up a fantastic amount of points. But with that being said, I could see this one being a large scoring game as well. I could see, a scoreline of 26-24, or I could see a scoreline of 32-24 kind of deal. I do think there are points in this one, despite the fact that both these teams don't actually give up a great deal. There is a world where it's 18-12, which I think actually these two teams played earlier in this year. I think it was like 18-12 or so. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It's gonna be really interesting to see if the points will flow, and we'll know within the first 10 to 20 minutes, mate. We'll know within the first 10 to 20 minutes of the game whether it's going to be a high scoring affair or if it's going to be a real close kind of a real close one. Brett Neslick says, Sup Blaze, been liking the other season reviews, mate. Appreciate you, man. We've been doing what we can. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm tired of the NRL at the moment. Like, obviously, I want a bit of a break. But we've been putting all the content out there. We've done teams all the way through to... I've filmed all the way through to the... who was the last time to get knocked out? Manly. So, yeah, the only 4 teams I haven't filmed yet and edited and uploaded are the 4 teams left. Whoever loses this one, I'll film tomorrow, and then whoever loses tomorrow, I'll film on Sunday. But yeah, looking forward to the end of the season, man. It does get to a point now where you're just like, oh, yep, okay, rugby league again. We keep on going, we keep on moving, but it's going to be a team that we've seen repetitively win. So that's why people keep asking me, you going to the grand final? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to fly from the Gold Coast to Sydney to watch, Melbourne versus Panthers grand final. If the Sharkies were in it, I'd go there to support for my mum. Or the Titans, but I just, it's not for me a Melbourne versus Panthers grand final. I can just sit here and stream it. Fishing LJ says Roosters, but Sharks on top. Well, good luck. I'd love to see that tomorrow, mate. I would love to see that tomorrow. But I also heavily doubt that one will be happening. But I think that there is, like I said before, I do think there is more of a chance that the Sharks can get up over the Panthers and the Roosters over the Storm tonight. If Sam Walker was playing and Brandon Smith were playing, not that I think Brandon Smith's been incredible for the Roosters, but I do think that they would have a higher chance of winning this game if they were able to, get something going in that regard. If they were able to have those 2 guys playing, that would be their full team. Full team on full team, I think this is a much better game overall, but that's obvious. But like the Storm are a much better team than Manly, so that's why I don't think that the Roosters will have it as easy as they had it last week against Manly. I smell an upset, Gregory John says. I disagree personally. I disagree. I think the Storm should win this one and should win it comfortably. I don't think the scoreline will necessarily reflect comfortably, but I do think that they should win this game comfortably. Bailey says, go the Roosters. Smoke Pop getting around it. Parramatta Eels 1947 says, what are your thoughts on RCG possibly joining the Titans? You want to hear my thoughts on that? Jump across to the Gold Coast Titans Frontline podcast, mate. The Gold Coast Titans Frontline podcast, myself and Clarkie's Rugby League column, every single week we talk to death about the men's, the women's, the feeder clubs, in the Ipswich Jets and the Tweeded Seagulls. You know where to go. Jump right over there. We spoke all about that. So definitely go and check that out. Brendan Esley says, the only team I would be more interested to see in finals is Sharkies. The others are meh. Well, that's what I'm saying. You know, like they're the only team that keeps it fresh. The other three teams are the last three teams that have won the comp, which I'm not hating on. I don't hate these teams because they're successful. That's just not in my capacity, right? I look and I say, well done to them for building the success, sustaining the foundations and the platform to go on and succeed as heavily as they have. You know, I'm not of that hater mentality, but I am of the mentality or the thought process that it does really make it quite repetitive and boring if it is very similar teams that are always winning. Because you want to see another fan base happy. You know, you want to see another community get their moment. That's why, even if the Broncos had have won last year, I'm not a big fan of the Bronx. But, you know, that's why at the 65th minute mark, I was saying, like, or 64th minute, whatever it was, I was saying, like, well done to the Bronx. You know, as much as I don't like them as an organisation, you know, at least their community and their fans are going to get their moment here. That's how I think. Obviously, that wasn't to be, and the Panthers got another moment. But yeah, it's just all about kind of keeping up that change, keeping it fresh, and just moving through into another kind of area of the competition. But it's not likely to happen this year, unfortunately. Squid King's thoughts on Broncos sacking. You should be following me on TikTok, mate. I've been posting a heap about the Kevin Walters sacking, and also I did something about the Reece Walsh and Ezra Mam incident on TikTok, BKRsport YouTube. We've been posting about that. But yeah, look, I think it is quite surprising. I'm not completely shocked. Like, I do think that I've never been a big fan of Kevin Walters. Everyone knows that I don't think Kevin Walters is the greatest of coaches. But with that being said, you know, they won a wooden spoon in 2020. I think he came in 2021 and they finished like 14th. And then 2022, they showed significant improvement, got to the top 4, and then dropped off to about 9th by the end of the year in the last 4 or 5 weeks. And then 2023 got to the grand final. So that's 3 straight years of progression. And then obviously we're 3 minutes away from winning a grand final. And then this year, they do come, 12th or whatever it was. However, they had injuries to Payne Haas significantly. They had injuries to Adam Reynolds significantly, Reece Walsh significantly, Ezra Mam significantly. So although they're a part of a whole cluster of teams that have struggled with injuries this year, I do feel that it was a little bit harsh unless they've got a guy like Michael Maguire to come in who has the experience at New Zealand level, New South Wales level, and whatnot. I do think Madge would be a great coach there, but I just don't know if he necessarily goes and leaves I don't know if he goes and necessarily leaves his New South Wales job, because I don't believe the Bronx would want their coach to be also coaching New South Wales. But we'll see how that one goes. We will see. We'll see how it works out. There is the link to the potty. Thank you, Jay. Brocky Sports, hello. Hello, Brocky. How we doing, mate? How we doing? Also, guys, I will obviously throw this out there. As you probably can see in the pinned comment here, I do have the brand new BKR Sport website. You can go click that in the pinned comment. It is just the start. This is the website that I've been trying to build recently. And we've got quite a few ideas for how that website is going to look coming into the near future. But we have decided to go live with it so that you can go check it out there. It's in the pinned comment. Smoker Poppins says, I feel bad for Broncos fans. I feel that was an irrational decision. I don't necessarily think it was an irrational decision. I think if you're going to make a decision, you'd make it now, but you also need to have had the coach lined up, which we're not privy to. You know, people always think that they're privy to, oh no, they've got someone lined up. Not necessarily. You know, we're hearing reports that Michael Maguire has had an interview there. They've come out and said that Trent Barrett and Ben Teo will not be the coach next year. So we don't know Jack. Like, everyone thinks they know a lot, but nobody knows Jack really. So we just need to wait and see how the Broncos do play it. I do think that it is an interesting decision, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's irrational. I think it was harsh, but I wouldn't go as far to say it was irrational. Parramatta Eels says Slater would be a good option for the Bronx. Yeah, but I don't think that Slater is going to take himself down from the Queensland position, which is effectively what will be needed. You know, I know that Michael Maguire is currently the New South Wales coach, but he would step down to do the NRL there in the Brisbane Broncos. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think they want him, but I don't think they're going to get him. But the Broncos just need to know exactly what their plan is going into the future, because as well, they've got probably one more good year out of Reno, and he will still be injured throughout that year because Reno is a body that does get injured quite a bit. So they've got one probably more good year out of Adam Reynolds, and they really need to kind of understand what they do going forward. They need to understand what they're doing going forward, because jeez, otherwise they could be down in the bottom 4 next year. Despite the talent they have, like Trent Barrett has an absolutely awful record as a coach, and that is across Manly, the Bulldogs, the Eels, and also, was it just those 3 teams? I think it could have been just those 3 teams, but he has an awful record across them. So, yeah, the Broncos are in a very weird spot right now where there's a lot to be decided still. A lot to be decided. But there is about 30 minutes to go here until the game does kick off. Like I said, we will be live streaming tomorrow night as well for the Sharks and the Panthers game. And then on Sunday, we've got the 2 women's games that we'll go live for as well, which is the finals, the semi-finals. I think the Roosters play the Sharks. No, the Roosters don't play the Sharks. Might be the Roosters play the No, I can't remember. No, Broncos came first, Roosters came second. Let's go have a look. Broncos came first, Roosters came second. Okay, so the Broncos play the Sharks and the Roosters play the Knights. I could easily see the Sharkies beating the Broncos in that game. Like, it was a very close game. Sharks nearly beat them until the Broncos won in the final hooter at Seabus. And the Knights Roosters is a cracker. That's actually going to be a really good couple of games. That's going to be a really good couple of games here between the Sharkies and the Broncos. Apparently, it's a sold-out Tony Workway Stadium, which is not a big stadium by any means. I think it's like 5,000 capacity. But, you know, good to see the women's game selling at the stadium. Tommy says Trent Barrett with the best Broncos coach ever. Yeah, no, I know in Manly. You guys love him, mate. You guys love him in Manly. You guys love him in Manly, mate. You love him in Manly, Tommy. You want him back? You want him back, Tommy? You want Trent Barrett back? He hasn't. I don't believe has he officially signed with the Bronx? I don't know if it's official, but I know it's happening. But has it been actually officially announced? I can't remember. I don't know. I can't remember if it's been officially announced. I think I saw something saying that Trent Barrett had announced that he is leaving, but I can't remember if it's been officially announced just yet. Let me know in the chat. The AFL Grand Final is going to be an interesting one tomorrow night as well. The AFL Grand Final should be a good one. I would prefer to see Brisbane win it over the Swans, but I really couldn't care less. I'm a Geelong fan, so obviously you guys got to watch me get my heart broken last week live on stream here. But I would like to see the Brisbane Lions get the dub there. Just because, you know, but we lost doesn't mean that I then don't want the Lions to win. I don't have that about me where I feel the need for the team that beat us to go and lose. I'd rather them win, so our loss meant something. Smoking Puppets is not official. Yeah, not official, but like it's official without being official. It's official without being official, especially considering I believe the Broncos came out. Or there is reports anyway. Gee, see, that's the thing. It's so confusing with media because there's reports, but that doesn't mean shit either. I think there's reports saying that the Broncos have announced that it won't be Ben Teo or Trent Barrett, which 100% makes sense because if you're getting one of those 2 guys, the Broncos need someone who can handle the media, who can handle the ego in the Brisbane Broncos locker room, and can control what's going on. And Kevin Walters could not control the Brisbane Broncos. Just because he was a player there didn't mean shit. Wayne Bennett very clearly is the kind of guy that could walk in and say, listen, shut your mouth. This is me. You're you, but you under me, right? You as a player, Reece Walsh, that's great that you've got about 114-year-olds who love you. But I'm Wayne Bennett and I'm your coach and you do what I say. That's how Wayne Bennett operates without getting, full on and screaming in your face. Kevin Walters, I just don't think he had that capacity. And that's the same thing with Justin Holbrook, who was an incredible human being and great bloke, and I loved him. But I don't believe he had that ability to tell any of the Titans boys when he was our coach, I don't think he knew how to control, which is very similar to Kevin Walters in a way. So, I do feel like it was a necessary move. I just think it's a ballsy move too. I think it's a ballsy move as well. Hi, buddy. Will you stream AFL tomorrow? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. Like, I could do it. It's just, we'll see. I don't really do AFL on this channel, but Like, it is at 2:30, which means that there's still plenty of time. There's still like a couple of hours before I would start the stream up for the Sharkies Panthers. So maybe just keep an eye on your notifications, keep an eye on your YouTube, because the Bledisloe Cup is on tomorrow as well. Even though obviously Australia have lost that Bledisloe Cup based off of that game last week, I am also a big rugby fan, so I do want to kind of keep up to date with both of them. And if I'm streaming the AFL, when I'm streaming, I do my best to focus wholeheartedly on the sport that I'm covering. So it'd be difficult. Well, we'll see. Keep an eye out. Logan Bortek says, has just been announced by NRL and 9 Insta that Broncos have held... Yeah, we'll talk about that. We've already talked about that with the meetings with Maguire. So he says, can you give me some try scorers for this game? I would go Xavier Coates should score. That's an easy one, though. I'd go Xavier Coates. I would consider... Who else would you look at there? Because both teams don't give a whole heap of points, but I could see points in this game still. I will go Xavier Coates as a bolter. Who else could I see getting over? Maybe like a... It's a difficult one, actually. I will... Because I'm looking at Elias Katoa, but I'm also like, that's kind of... It's not an obvious one, actually. I'll go Xavier Coates and Elias Katoa for my 2 Storm players there. And then for the Roosters, I would look towards... I would say James Tedesco is a good shout. He's had a lot of try involvements this year, whether it be try or assist. So I would say James Tedesco is a really, really good shout there. Forwards-wise, Rabbi's back to the 13 there. Forwards-wise, I'm going to go Connor Watson for a little scoot out of the 9. Little scooty scoot out of the 9. Connor Watson loves one of those. I don't like a great deal of the forwards to score against this really tough and gritty Melbourne Storm forward pack. I don't know. I wouldn't really go too many of the forwards there. That's why I guess I would like a little Connor Watson 9 scooty scoot there. Teddy the score. Brenton says, yeah, I've gone with the Teddy. Go and Teddy there. Coates, Warbrick, and Young. Yeah, okay, 3 wingers though. Yeah, that's the most obvious ones. I'm surprised you don't have 2 by there, so at least you have all 4 wingers. Benton, we just spoke about that. We'll keep an eye on your notifications to see if we do it or not. It just depends on if I want to... Because obviously I'm going to be doing the NRL tomorrow night, but there's plenty of time to do the AFL. But I also want to keep an eye on that rugby championship match between the All Blacks and Australia. But we'll see. Like I said, keep an eye on your notifications and whatnot. 20 minutes to go here into the kickoff, guys. 20 minutes to go. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here. Let me know who you want to win tonight. Not who you think will win tonight. Who do you want to win tonight? Or do you just simply not care? Also, I should announce this. I will be live streaming the Dally M Awards on Wednesday night, righty. We will be live streaming the Dally M Awards on Wednesday night. As you guys know, we do it every year. So here's I'm feeling Hughesy. I didn't think about a Hughes or a Munster, but I do feel like they'll be very distribution tonight. I think that the Roosters will look to lock them down, which means that they'll get the pass away early, and then that will open up some space due to the Roosters really trying to lock down on the potential Dally M this season of Jerome Hughes. Or, both the hot favourites for the Dally M this year is James Tedesco for the Roosters and Jerome Hughes for the Storm. So it is actually a battle here between the two guys. Obviously, it doesn't come down to this game. It's only regular season, but with that being said, it is the battle of the Dally M favourites tonight. Donk says, plenty of good money tomorrow. Plenty of goody tomorrow. Roosters, they're heavy favourites to win but by 38-4 in this one. Roosters, the heavy favourites to win by 38-4. What? Mate, Roosters, the heavy... Do you know who the heavy favourite this game is, Donk? Do you know the Roosters are heavy underdogs in this game? Wait, hold on a second, Donk. Donk! Hello! Which game are we watching here? Which game are we watching here? Roosters not heavy favourites, man. Roosters are very... I hope they both lose, Bonky says. Fair enough. Cricket says, anyone else KO down? No, mate, no. My KO's not down. I'm watching Rex Owner, Advanced Protection, Nathan Cleary right now, and now I've got some chick in a construction suit. No, there's no stay tuned here, buddy. You need to stay tuned to BKR Sport, Cryptic. That's what you need to do, buddy. That's what you need to do. You need to check out the BKR Sport website, the new BKR Sport website there. With plenty of nice little goodies on there as well. Whoa. Shaky. For it up. 20 minutes to go here. If this game is a disappointment, it's going to be so sad because the AFL has had some crackers in the final series. We had the Brisbane Lions versus the Cats last week, which was incredible. We had the Brisbane Lions versus GWS, which was great. We've had some great games in the AFL finals this year. Unfortunately, we haven't had the AFL had a great grand final last year, but the NRL had probably the better grand final, but they were very close. They were very, very close in regards to competition there. One was won by 1 point. The other one had a 16-point comeback with 15 to go. So, I do feel like the NRL is quite desperate for a close game in this final series at this point. The only one that I can remember would be Dogs Manly. Dogs Manly was the best game of the finals, and that was week 1. So, yeah, disappointing there. Shit, they're messing with me because I'm a Storm supporter. Good. Very, very good. Very good. Very, very good. Donk says, but Roosters won by 40 last week. Storm's shown struggling in recent weeks. Could be even more than 38-4, maybe 50. Donk, are you a Rooster fan, bud? You're a Rooster fan? Are you a Rooster fan? Where have the Storm shown struggle in recent weeks? They beat the Cronulla Sharks 2 weeks ago, 37-10. They won by 50 twice in the last 5 weeks. 50 twice in the last 5 weeks. 50. What game are you watching? The Roosters have not been good recently. 2 weeks ago, they got thumped by Panthers. 2 weeks ago, they got absolutely whooped by the Panthers. What? The other 3 weeks ago, they had 30 put past by the Rabbitohs. They beat the Rabbitohs, but they conceded 30 points. What are we watching here, Mr. Donk? Are you watching the Rooster? Or are you watching what are you watching? The Storm have been fantastic recently. The Storm have been the form team of the competition recently, actually. Out of the entire competition, the Storm have been the best team probably over the last 5-6 weeks. Again, flogged 2 teams by 50, flogged the Cronulla Sharks, who are a top 4 team, and on the other side of things, the Panthers flogged the Roosters. I think you've got these 2 teams mixed up here, buddy. Am I showing the Pacific Championship? Yes, mate. Yes, I am. Yes, I will be. I will be in Fiji from next Tuesday, not this Tuesday, but next Tuesday. But yes, I will be showing the Pacific Championship. Donk had too many head knocks. He's had a few donks to the noggin. The old donker. Joseph Schuster says, is AFL bigger than NRL Australia? Depends on where you are. On TV, domestic viewership? Absolutely not. On viewership from the television rights? No, it's not. And the numbers are there to prove it. In regards to crowd attendance, absolutely. AFL shits on the NRL. But in regards to viewership on television, NRL. And the numbers are there. Only winning by 4. Donk, you've got to be drunk. This is either rage bait. You're either rage baiting or you're drunk. You're either rage baiting or you're drunk. Only winning by 4 at half time, though, against the Sharks. That is the dumbest opening line to a game reference of a one that the Storm won by 37 points to 10. That is possibly, when I look back at all of the comments of trying to explain things, you're referring to the first 40 of an 80-minute game and ignoring the second half based on the first half where they still won the game. So they were up by 4, and then in the second half of the game, the same game, mind you, it's one game, they then won 37 to 10. So, you're just rage baiting. Daniel Bay says, morning, when is kickoff? Kickoff is in 15 minutes. It's also 7:35 p.m. here. Cameron Munster says, Storm are going to be winning by 18 points by half time. Calling now. I don't know, man. I consider the Roosters making it close. I would say that the Storm have too much talent here long term, though, across the 80. Because games played for 80 minutes, Storm. Just my opinion. But it's not your opinion. It's not. It's not your opinion. Because if you just said that the Roosters have been the better team in recent weeks, the form team, they won by 40 last week against Manly, but forget the Storm won 37-10, won by 50 points there, 50 points there, scored 40 points there, scored 38 points there. You're not. You're manipulating stats in an awful way because the Roosters have been not form at all. They won one game over Manly, but got thumped by Panthers 2 weeks ago and conceded 30 points to the second last place Rabbitohs team 3 weeks ago. So you're manipulating stats in a really weird way. So you've probably bet on the Roosters here, and unfortunately you haven't done enough research into the stats that actually go into it, and you're manipulating it to favour whatever you want to believe. Because what you've said is actually factually incorrect, that the Storm haven't been good recently when they've been the form team of the comp for the last 6 weeks. Daniel Bates says, nice. Should be a decent game, but Storm should win in my opinion. Yes, the Storm are the heavy favourites here. And this is the thing, like with this Dong bloke, is that you're allowed to want the Roosters to win, sure, but it's just I need to tell people who are reading your chat comments that you're manipulating in a way to make it favour the Roosters, which is factually incorrect based off of the recent weeks. So that's why I'm responding to you like this, because otherwise people are going to go and put $100 on the Roosters to win this at $3.55, and there's a reason why they're $3.55 underdogs. There's a reason why they're significant underdogs, because it's what you're saying is incorrect. Spider-Man says nothing can stop the Storm from here on. I disagree. I think the Storm are very beatable. Don't get me wrong. I think the Storm are very beatable, but they're not. Like they are, but they're not. Like they just know how to win the game. They just know how to beat teams. And can the Roosters win tonight? Absolutely. The Roosters are a good enough team. You can't make a preliminary final and have no chance to win. But I just think that when you look at the team on paper for the Storm here, their spine is just too good. It's too slick. This is in Melbourne, and I just cannot see the Storm getting beaten here. But I can see it. I just don't think it happens. I just don't think it happens, man. And I base that off of the form. Daniel Bates, what will it take for the Roosters to be a comp winner next year? They're not. They've lost a lot of players. I don't think they have a chance to win the competition next year. I think they're going through a rebuilding stage. They lose Joseph Suaalii. They lose Jay Warrior-Hargraves. They lose Joey Manu. Tedesco is a year older. Sam Walker is halfway through the season before he comes back from his ACL. Keary is gone as well. He's off to the Super League, I believe. So the entire Roosters team is about to change. And, they get guys like Mark Nwanga-Netawase, but he's a winger. There's no real solid guaranteed replacement. The 5'8", there's no real solid guaranteed replacement in the halfback. They've got Sandon Smith, but he's very up and down. Again, James Tedesco's a year older. I think the Roosters are going to go through an adjustment period over the next couple of years as they buy their players. They have plenty of money to spend. They have plenty of money to spend here, there, and everywhere. But it's who they can lure there, which is definitely doable. Donk, you're an idiot. Storm lost to the Cowboys recently. Mate, if you don't know the sport, please just let me know. Please just let me know. The Storm literally played 2 or 3 starters in that game out of 13 players. Brother, I can't deal with you. I can't. You're rage baiting. You're rage baiting. The manipulation of stats is so dumb that you're actually annoying. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But yeah, the Roosters have a lot of money. They have a lot of money to spend. They've got plenty of money to spend everywhere. But they just need to make the right decisions for the next couple of years. They need to make the right decisions. There's so much room to spend, but it's not. Rome wasn't built in a day. Trent Barrett. Trent Robinson's the kind of guy that couldn't get this Roosters team going for the future, though. Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, good call, Jay. He's been rage bait. He's literally just typing dumb comments for the sake of it. Just time out. He's not actually conversating about the Roosters and giving the facts. He's just talking shit for the sake of it. So yeah, I'm excited to see what the Roosters do, though. I am. I'm excited to see what the Roosters do go into the future. Jacko says, very unlikely as a Sharks fan to have hope, but it's got to be hard to beat Penrith. How do Sharks beat Panthers? Great question. Great question. We've been asking this about every team for the last 4 years, mate. We've been asking this about the Panthers for the last 4 years. The Sharks, I don't have that answer for you. And I think that is pretty evident that nobody really has an answer for it. Yes, the Panthers lose games here and there, but if they play like they did in week 1 against the Roosters, the Sharks will get flogged tomorrow. If they don't play like they did against the Roosters, the Sharks can win tomorrow, but it's also a very minimalistic chance. I think that the only way the Sharks can win is Nathan Cleary being off his game. But I also will say that the Sharks have a chance at a call. The last time they played them there, I actually was there, and the Sharks beat them by 1, but this Panthers team is a juggernaut now comparatively. I don't know what to tell you, man. I'm looking forward to tomorrow night to see if the Sharks can play up to them, but the Sharks killed the Cowboys last week. Killed them. They killed them. However, the Sharks also gave up a big second half deficit as well. So, I don't know. We'll talk about it more tomorrow, I guess. We'll talk about it more tomorrow, but I would love to see the Sharks get up, mate, for my mum. I would love to see it. It's so difficult. It's so difficult to see well that they lose, the Panthers. AWR says Bronx Nation. Shambles Nation, that's for sure. Daniel Bay says, wow, yes, blimey. Cameron, yes, I get you. What months to say? People need to stop overrating the Roosters. It's not 2019 anymore. Oh, I disagree. Yes, it's not. I agree with you in not 2019 anymore. They're not. I would say 2018, they were better than 2019. And that was when they beat the Melbourne Storm, mind you. Just want to throw that out there. I was there at that grand final. I would say that the Roosters 2018 was actually better than the 2019 team. You're right that it's not the same team, but you're wrong in overrating the Roosters because the Roosters still know how to put a score on. We saw it last week. You know, if Manly had come here, this would have been a cracker game between Melbourne and Manly because those two teams hate each other. I know the scoreline of the Roosters-Manly game makes it look like Manly would get flogged here and flogged by even more, but that's not necessarily how it goes. I think it would have been Melbourne winning by like a 4 to 6 point game as well. Melbourne don't usually tend to win massive games except for the last 6 weeks where they flogged the Dolphins, they flogged the Broncos, they flogged all these teams. So, the Storm should win this game in a closer one than people expect. But is there a world they go and just absolutely tear it apart? Sure, absolutely. Cleary off his game. Squid King, yes, I know. It's very laughable, but it's what do you want me to say, Squid King? Like, what do you need me to say here? I don't know how to explain this to a Sharks fan. How do you want me to explain to a Sharks fan how to beat the Panthers in a preliminary final when they've won the last 3 grand finals in a row and made the last 4 grand finals? This would be their 5th grand final in a row if they made it, having won the last 3. What do you want me to say there, brother? I don't know what you want me to say here. Daniel Bates says it'd be interesting to look back at how the Panthers improved, how they did. I remember them as an ordinary side back in 2018-ish. Yeah, they're very ordinary. Yeah. I think they came 10th in 2019. And then surprised everyone in 2020, kind of. If you knew your sport, you knew they were kind of coming. But yeah, they were very up and down, very average. There were years where they'd be bottom 4 in the 2010s and 2000s, and there was years where they would put themselves just inside that top 8-7 range kind of deal. But then obviously the juggernaut happened in 2020. That's when the start of it happened. And I think the worst thing for the competition actually was them losing that grand final to the Storm because that gave them that extra hunger and knew how to find that next level. If they had won that, it wasn't going to be a one and done, don't get me wrong. And they would have been here, but I don't know if they would have had the tenacity like they have now based off of losing that grand final when all the hype is built for you, you're the surprise packet, everyone's going for you and you disappoint everybody. Because that's a big thing. It's like the Broncos last year, but only Broncos fans were... there's a lot of people going with the Broncos, to be fair, last year. I guess the Eels are one of these teams that everyone was kind of getting behind to get them their first premiership. The Sharkies in 2016. Sharks fans, I've got to just throw this out there to you. Like, congratulations to make the preliminary final. Love it for you. I like the Sharks for my mum. Love them. But it's a disgraceful fan base. Like, it's a disgraceful fan base. For you to sell out a core stadium for the grand final in 2016, which is an 80,000 seater stadium against the Storm, and I think probably maybe 10 to 15, maybe 15,000 Melbourne fans probably came, with the other, 55,000 being either Sharks fans or people wanting the Sharks to win. For you to sell that shit out and then not even be able to take 20k to a semi-final in your own city is disgraceful. I know the distance from Cronulla to Allianz. Like, come on, man, that was a disgrace last week. That was a disgrace, and they can't argue it. Like, you can't argue that. Am I saying the Titans would bring more fans there? Absolutely not. But, if we had a home final in Gold Coast, we would absolutely be getting 25k there. Absolutely. And there's no doubt in my mind about that. Absolutely. We sell out Warriors games in Seabus. Like, I'm telling you, Gold Coast is a very bandwagon-y town. Like, they would jump on the wagon. So that and Cowboys, they would have sold North Queensland out. Amy Park was sold out when they played there. Most of these teams do, but Tigers would have brought more people out there. The Tigers got more people to their wooden spoon battle game against the Eels where they got smacked by 60 points than the Sharks did to a semi-final. That's insanity to me. Insanity. And that's especially after we saw 2016 such a phenomenal turnout from Cronulla fans, and they've disappeared off the planet of the earth. And the reason why they truly argued to have that game at Shark Park, I don't believe it's because they thought they had an advantage. I don't believe their CEO genuinely thought that Shark Park was going to be where they were going to win or to give it back to the fans. I think it was to get away from this embarrassment. I think it was to hide the amount of fans that were going to come through. And again, I love the Sharks, my mum. And I want the Sharks to do well, but I do think that it was a disgrace what we saw last week. And that's not the organisation's fault. It's not. The Sharks have done everything they can. The Sharks, they do what they can with what they've got, but it's the fans' fault. And I don't usually go against the fans. It's the fans' fault for not turning up. The Dingo says, hey, brother, I think I'm keen for the Storm Granny, as predictable as it is. 2 best teams is what the grand final should be. You're not wrong, Dingo. You're not wrong at all. That's just how it is. The 2 best teams... That's why I say all the time, if my team gets beaten to a team like the Cats got beaten to the Lions last week in the AFL, I just want to see the two best teams in the grand final, the best team win it. It's just as simple as that. As simple as that. It's just as simple as this. Like last year, Broncos-Panthers. Not a big Broncos fan. Didn't necessarily want the Panthers to win. But guess what? The two best teams in the comp. However, if the Sharks are able to sneak over the Panthers and the Roosters are able to sneak over the Storm, who's to say that the Roosters aren't one of the two best teams in the comp because they still beat them? And they beat them in a pressure cooker match. The Sharks, if they beat the Panthers, actually, you know what's going to be interesting? If the Sharks win this week and make the grand final and play the Storm or the Roosters, if there is any over 20,000 Sharks fans at that stadium, you're bandwagoning mudder bishes. If they make the grand final and there's still, and there's like 50,000 Sharks fans, you're full of shit. You're full of shit. Next week we find out, Cronulla fans. Next week we find out that the pure bandwagon. That's if they can get there. And I don't think they do, but that's if they can get there. Daniel Bates says Cleary was obviously a massive bonus how he progressed, and also Fisher Harris switching to prop. Absolutely. There's a lot of bonuses. Luai, Brian To'o, Dylan Edwards. You know, they developed. AS Hauna says, sorry if I've been mispronouncing your name, bro. Up the Storm. Good luck tonight, mate. 5 minutes to go until kickoff here, guys. 5 minutes to go. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new out here. Hit that like mundos button and subscribe if you are new. Get around it, son. Get around it. Brent Nancy says, the Tigers did great to show up to that spoon bowl. Good on them. Yeah, I know. Absolutely. You know, good on them. And that's the thing. Yeah, they brought the fan base out for a game between last and second last, mate. This is last and second last. Crazy. Jagger says, was it the Sharks and Panthers semi-final in 2018? Cleary missed. I was there as well. There's a vlog on the channel. Cleary missed the field goal to lose the game from right in front. I'm pretty sure Cleary hasn't missed a field goal since then. Is that true? Wow. But yeah, I was there at Allianz. I was there. I think I was in the... Oh, I don't know if I was in the Shark... Yeah, I was in the Sharkies Bay, I think. You'd be able to find it out. The vlog is on the channel here from 2018. Sharks, Panthers at the old Allianz. Olivia Reed with the $8 donation. Gee whiz, how's the Broncos going right now, Olivia? What's going on? Olivia? You got to get your boys in control, son. You know, you get these boys in control, Olivia. You got the ability to do it. You got to tell them, sort your shit out, Mr. Bronco. But the $8 donation, appreciate. He says, another day, no dono. Just got back from serving at a Christian camp a week with some awesome youth. Missed all the craziness. I'm glad. God bless. That's awesome to hear. Hope you did some great work. I'm sure you did do some great work at that Christian camp. Good stuff. We love that. Appreciate you for your dono. Joseph Schuster says, Panthers just step up a gear when it comes to finals footy. I really do see them winning again. Yeah, like I said, if they play like they did in week 1, they win the comp. And they win the comp with these. If they play... But then again, if the Storm play their best and the Panthers play their best, we're in for a cracker of a game next week. A cracker of a game that I would say is going to finish 13-12. And I would lean Panthers' way because I think that Nathan Cleary gets the job done there. But if it's Sharks Roosters, I would tip the Sharks to win that grand final. If it's Panthers Roosters, I take Panthers. If it's Storm Panthers, I take Panthers. If it's Storm Sharks, I do take the Storm. I think that's kind of all the options there that I'm thinking there throughout. Louis says they are old enough. Well, dearie me. I tell you what, Reese's Pieces, doesn't necessarily act it. You think about it, the Panthers have... Oh, I've already read that. No, the Panthers have really done brilliantly to carry it on, considering the players who have moved on. You have to put them up there with the best in Aussie history, to be fair. You know, this is the best team that we've seen in history, in my opinion, already. Everyone says it's already a pretty well-known fact that this is... Especially if they win this year, they would be the best team in NRL history. Fun fact for everybody, the Melbourne Storm have never gone back-to-back. They've never gone back-to-back. Throughout their entire history and their complete and utter domination and success, the Melbourne Storm have never done back-to-back premierships. The Panthers have already done 3 in the last 3 years. I don't know if the Roosters have in recent history. Back in the day, sure, with East, but as the Sydney Roosters, I don't think they have. 2019, 2018, sorry. There's your back-to-back. Has anybody else gone back-to-back in recent memory? No. 2012, no. 2013, no. 2013 was the Roosters. 2014 was the Rabbits. 2012 was the Storm. 2011 was Manly. 2010 was the Dragons. 2009 was nobody. 2008 was Manly. 2007 was nobody. 2006 was the Bronx. 2005 was the Tigers. Yeah, so like nobody else. It's only the Panthers and the Roosters, and it's crazy to think the Melbourne Storm have never done it. Never done it. But all right, here we go. Woo, 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 woo. Sydney Roosters. They're out the field. He's starting. They're chugging. They're chugging. No, AJWR, no, you cannot include that. The Roosters were the first since the Broncos 97-98. No, that's Super League days. That's when there's two separate comps. You cannot include that. No way. No way. No way. I think it's the Raiders, 94-95. Raiders 94-95 is when we'll go back for. There is no way that you can tell me that back-to-back includes the Super League there. You're a manipulator. You're a manipulator. For the shit. For the shit, AJWR. You wish you include that. Just like we don't include... No, it doesn't happen. It does not happen. You wish. All right, we're on it. Storm out on the field here. Obviously, guys, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. Give me a prediction in the chat. I don't think so, AJWR. The Raiders went 94-95, they're not? You're 92-93, I give you, though, AJWR. But did the Raiders not win 94-95? I know they won 94, because that was the year I was born, so I remember that very easily. Did the Raiders not win 95 as well? If not, then you're right with 92-93 Broncos. Then you are. Blake Harder, I remember for 37 months. You're a legend, Blake Harder. A big Titans fan there. Sorry, Blake. Wow, good on you. Good to see you're a big Titans fan. Says, it's time. You got it wrong. You got it wrong, not me. Bulldogs 95. Well, there you go. You smacked it up there. You smacked it up there at WR back in 1993. I'll give you that one. You don't get 97-98, but you don't get 97-98. 7 seconds. Here we go. You got the Roosters flogging Melbourne. Squid King says, good luck with that in Melbourne. Lemu Sucks says, up the storm. And they kick it off here. And it will be the Roosters who grab the ball from the 10. And they'll bring it straight through Lindsay Collins, who gets whooped in the tackle. He gets whooped in Mundos in that tackle. Gee whiz. Oh, no! It's a mistake off the first penalty. Lindsay Collins is done. He's gone for the game. They've ruled high tackle. Well, this could be a bin. Wait, hold on a second. We could see Lindsay Collins gone. Lindsay Collins is going to have to come off the field here, but... And... Yeah, that's a bin. There's going to be a bin here. This is going to be a bin off the first play for Nelson and Salamona. Nelson's going to the bin here. Watch. Watch this. First tackle of the game. Nelson's going to the bin. In the bin. Yep. First play of the game. Nelson Asafa Salamona is in the bin. What a start. Woo! Fire up, lads. The first play of the game, and we have seen a Melbourne Storm bin. Crazy stuff. I forgot to go live on TikTok. I'm going to do that. Crazy stuff. Melbourne. And Lindsay Collins is going to have to go off for his HIA. I don't know if he'll be able to come back out. I don't know. I really don't know. And he might not be able to play next week as well if he was to make if they were to make the grand final. There's a lot of lasting effects, and also that means Nelson's not going to get suspended next week, but it's technically possible. I wouldn't say it's out of the equation. And another penalty here for the Roosters. Well, we're a couple of early penalties here going against Melbourne. Green Atkins. Gonskis, Brenton. Gonskis. So Luke Keary will kick this ball over around the 35. Yeah, it's just a little bit of a shook there from Harry Grant. It is. All right, so right-hand side, Luke Keary underneath here to Warrior Hargraves, and he'll get taken down at the 30. It's first tackle. What a crazy start, man. We love to see it. Lanal says, let's go Chooks, watching all the way from Papua New Guinea. Malolo, get around you, Papua New Guinea. Lanal, appreciate you. Second tackle here for the Roosters. Connor Watson, he'll give it out to Santa Smith. Santa Smith to Tedesco. Tedesco's short ball into Panua. And it'll be 19 metres out from the line. Third tackle here for the Roosters. Red hot start right now. They go left-hand side of Sandon Smith. Smith gives it off to the grass, where Suoliti picks it up, and they effectively lose. Oh, no, he's still going here, Suoliti. Strong run. Bring on the Wallabies, son. Oh! Bring on the Wallabies. Fourth tackle out to 10. Connor Watson, he'll give it out to the right inside of Luke Keary. Luke Keary over the top here. Oh, is there a penalty? That's a penalty and could be a bin, Jerome Hughes. Is that not a professional foul there, Grant Atkins? How is that not a bin, Atkins? How is that not a bin? How is that not a bin? That's a professional foul. That should be 2 sin bins for the Melbourne Storm right now. First one's a clear high tackle. Second one's a strip. And that's... This is a professional foul, Grant Atkins. It's a double sin bin for the Storm. Like, I don't think the Crichton gets there, but in the same sense, it's a professional foul. But anyway, it's a penalty to the Roosters. They go over the 2 from the left. I don't know, the Storm, super at this point. Rev has Roosters head-to-head. Desmond says, I don't know, man. I think the Roosters have been done dirty there. That should have been a professional foul. I don't know. All 3 of those were penalties. The first one was definitely a bin, and that should have been a bin as well. Collins might play the ball the wrong way. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, he did. Yeah, no, he did. He might not come back. And if he fails his HIA, it means if the Roosters won, he wouldn't be playing next week. Brenton says, Lindsay played the ball backwards when he got up. Yeah, man. Yeah, he didn't know where he was. Harry Grant complained about the penalties. Like, I get why he's complaining, but he's wrong. That is the incorrect call from Grant Atkins. That is absolutely a bin that just got missed. Absolutely. Yeah, no, amen. I agree. Amen. I agree, mate. It definitely should have been a professional foul. Andrew Backhouse says, Harry Grant complaining about the penalties. Sean Newas is up the Roos. The Roosters. Suoliti will make it 2-0 here to the Sydney Chooks. 2-0 after 4 minutes. Well, Melbourne, you got to start getting some discipline into this game, or you're going to get a bit of a slap. Collins ruled after the whole game. Has he really, Eamon? They're talking about now. Yeah. Initially, the NRL, Category 2 for Lindsay Collins. It's changed to a Category 1. Wow, he's out for the rest of the game. That is massive. That's a very Manly Roosters thing from last week. That's very similar to how the Manly Roosters game was. Logan Baltic says, how shit is Nas? I tell you what, like, he's given away a couple of bad ones so far. Well, he gave away a bad one so far, sorry is what I should say. Warrior Hargraves bring this ball back here to the 20. It's 2-0 to the Roosters. 4.5 minutes gone and a crazy start of this game. All right, Dom Young. He gets this ball across to the 30 and it'll be second tackle. Nikhil says, evening chat, hit the like. Exactly right. If you're here on YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe. If you're here on TikTok, double tap that screen, get around it. Roosters now to the 35 and it'll be third tackle. Ruled out with a... Oh, first tackle? Did he get 6 again? No. Sorry, they just hadn't counted it yet. Now it's fourth tackle at the 45. What a first 5 minutes, yes, that's what happens, man. That is what happens in a preliminary final, especially between two teams that have had a lot of history in the recent history together. You know, 2017 grand finals, 2018 grand final. Plenty of times in prelims and finals in general between the Roosters and the Storm. Last year, the Storm knocked the Roosters out, actually, too. Down here in Melbourne. That's not past the horizontal, Storm fans. Don't boo. Second tackle of the Storm at the 25. You're not getting robbed here, Melbourne. All the calls that have been made so far have been correct. And you got lucky that Jerome Hughes did not get binned as well. Third tackle now for the Storm, and they're at the 30. Lucky the Roosters are holding a 4-man forward bench. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, so fourth tackle now for the Roosters at the 40. Roosters could win this, Grant Atkins says. Yeah, well, of course you'd say that, Grant Atkins, down here on TikTok. Because you would, buddy. You're the one refereeing the game. Fifth tackle now, right inside. Harry Grant, Jerome Hughes, and Hughes going to put that ball down into the corner. Or it's going to be Daniel Tupou, grabs it at the 15. And he'll bring it straight back here to the 25. The Storm are lucky to have 12 on the field. Yeah, they should have 11. They should have 11 on the field. 4 from 4 completions for the Chooks, 1 from 1 for the Storm. Still only a 2-0 though. If the Storm don't give up a try in this period, they'll very much take that. They will very, very much take that. Third tackle here, Connor Watson. He'll go up to Warrior Hargraves. He'll run it straight and hard, and he's going to give it everything he got, man. This could be his potential last game here for the Sydney Roosters in his career. So he's... Oh, jeez, they rushed up pretty fast there. Nearly were offside there, I'm still to be fair. Fifth tackle now. Seb Watson says, how didn't Hughes go to the bin? That's what I'm saying, Seb Watson. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. Storm been ill-disciplined, and that absolutely should have been another bin. And that's going to be Storm taking down at the 15 through Will Warbrick. Absolutely. Who was the Roosters' 18th man that is now activated? Gee, that's a good question. Zach Docker Clay. So Docker Clay would be the one who got activated there, which is a perfect 14 for him. Perfect 14 from Zach Docker Clay. So not too bad there, Matthew, but you don't want to be losing Lindsay Collins, one of your big front rowers, against this Melbourne Storm team that will just grind you throughout. So fourth tackle now, and Harry Grant, he'll bring this ball to the 4:37 or so. Nelson's still just warming up on that bike inside the dressing room. And, oh, that's a late hit. He said no penalty. Oh, I disagree with that one, Grant Atkins. I think Grant Atkins having a decent game for the most part in the first 8 minutes, but has made two pretty poor calls. That should have probably been a late hit on the kick up. And also, there should have been that bin for Hughes. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, but they call that all the time. Second tackle now for the Roosters at the 42. Greg says, thankfully that Hargraves won't be missed. Oh, thankfully Hargraves won't be missed. Yeah, fair enough. Connor Watson, he'll run this ball, short ball to Radley. Radley pushes off Puppy and then gets slapped out of the 15. Fourth tackle here for the Roosters. I think he lost the ball. He lost the ball there, ref. He's lost the ball there, ref. No, apparently not then. Radley gives it off here. They give it to Keary. Keary runs it himself, and it'll be 9 metres out from the line. Fit tackle for the Roosters. What a frantic and fiery start in this game. Sandon Smith over the top into Suoli. Daniel Tupou. Try time for the Roosters. Storm fans aren't happy with the officiating right now, but the Roosters do lead 6-0 with a kick to come. Yeah, good ball there from Connor Watson. Good ball there from Connor Watson. Sets up that one, and the Roosters lead 6-1 with a kick to come. The Roosters don't score that. The Storm have 13 men on the field. They don't score that if they don't score that if the Storm have 13 on the field, but they're lucky to have 12 as it is. I do think that there was a knock on at one point, however, in this set. Let's have a look here. So Radley with the ball taken down there. I think he lost it right there. It's going to be a try because that's the play beforehand, but I thought he lost it right there. Yeah, they were never going to be able to stop him there, and Daniel Tupou gets over the line, so it's 6-0 with the kick to come. Big kick here from the left. Get that up your Melbourne low balls. Like says, I'd wait. I wouldn't be counting them out just too early. Home of the NRL, so Storm fans may not be happy, but it could have been 13 versus 11 if Hughes had been. It should have been 13 versus 11. Should have been 13 versus 11. Absolutely. 10 minutes gone here, guys, in this red-hot start to this preliminary final. Hit that like button and subscribe if you're new around here. Double tap down here. Get around it. Logan Paul's says, good eyes up footy from Sandon from that cutout pass. Absolutely. Absolutely. Mia says, what score? 6-0 to the Roosters with a kick to come. Why are they booing? So Watson says, well, see, this is the thing, right? So I'm very experienced in this regard. So when you're at the game, you see the game very differently a lot of the time. We get the angles, so we can tell you guaranteed that is a bin for Nelson Asafa-Solomona. We can tell you that's 100% a fair call. We can also say that penalty at the halfway point was also a strip. We can also say that the Storm have actually benefited because we saw Jerome Hughes do a professional foul. When you're in the stadium, it's very difficult because you've got everybody wanting the same result, and you've got biased people everywhere who aren't actually trying to acknowledge what's happening on the field that is a fair game, and they're not looking at the TV, or if they look at the TV, they've got one eye focused on their team. So it's very difficult to actually have the correct call mindset when you're at a stadium, especially in a hot, tense game like a preliminary final. And off the post, say 6-0. Off the post, and it stays 6-0. Greg Munn says, I wonder who will get the most beneficial calls. Both teams get spoon-fed by the refs. Well, so far, the Storm have had the most beneficial calls. So far. But yeah, it's something that I struggle with quite a lot, especially that I'm a content creator, right? So when I'm at Titans games, it's very difficult to take your passionate bias out of it, to see the game from a neutral lens, and to understand calls against what the people you know, your friends, or people in general, who are all wanting the Titans to win. You want to back them, but you need to take yourself away from that to understand what actually happened. It's very difficult to do, but yeah, I deal with it all the time. Everyone deals with it, man. So first tackle over the Roosters there. Eliminates out from their own line. Spencer Leniu gets his ball here to the 20. When you go to the Titans game, where do you park? A lot of the time I'll park at the stadium because I have especially for next year. But a lot of the time I'll park at the stadium because I have a pass. If not, then just park at Robina Town Centre, bro. And I know it has a sign saying no stadium parking, but no one gives a shit. You just have to walk about a kilometre. So 4 tackle now for the Roosters. They'll get this ball to the 30. 4 tackle. And Connor Watson, he'll give it off to Angus Crichton. And Crichton can take that to 40. The Storm have had no ability to do anything so far. When they've received the ball, it is in their own 10. They are, I tell you what, the Roosters are doing well in this opening part. The Roosters are just going to maintain it. Nelson's come back onto the field. So it's now 13 on 13 again. 13 on 13. Mayor says, what team do I go for? I'm from the Gold Coast. I'm a Titans fan. Unfortunately, but I love it. Second tackle out to 40. Who coaches the Broncos next year, Blaze? Fatty Fortin? I'll put my hand up. I'll put my hand up, saying, you want me to do it? Broncos fans, you want me to be your coach? I'm signing Charlie Staines as your captain halfback next year. So 4 tackle now. Nelson with a big run to start up. Oh no, is he injured? No way. No way has he gotten binned and then injured on his next play. No way. This is a wild start in this game for Nelson. Wild start. Oh, it's a hip drop. Whoa, that's a bin. That is a bin against Radley. That is 1,000,000,000% a bin against Radley. That is a dangerous tackle. That is a bin. Atkins, that is absolutely a bin here. That is a very dangerous tackle on Nelson. It's not on report. That's bullshit, Grant Atkins. Get control of the game. That is a bin and a half. That can be a serious injury there. He has completely lost weight in his entire body and pulled the entire weight down on top of the back of the leg there for Nelson. And there's no way that's accidental against the guy that just high tackled Lindsay Collins and had him out of the game. That is a bin, Grant Atkins. He does not have control of this game right now. He does not, and I usually like Grant Atkins overall, but he does not have control of this game right now. He doesn't. Same, sometimes there's some really sad days, but sometimes there's some really good games. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Titans Warriors, Titans Broncos, fantastic. Yeah, Lucas, at least Ben's are even now. It's a great point. You make a good point there, mate. So the Storm, Harry Grant, he gives it off here to Trent Loiero, and Loiero 20 metres out from the line. You could argue he landed his leg twice, Brenton. Mate, it's disgusting that Grant's missed two sin bins in this game. One for either team. Munster gives it off to Josh King. It's a 6 again here. First tackle for the Storm. 13 metres out from the line. Absolutely. The community's the best at the Titans, man. It is the best. Nelson and Safa Salamona will get this ball 5 metres out from the line. Second tackle. Offloads it. Here's a chance. Famini. 3 metres out from the line. Second tackle. Rads had no reason to come down his ankles. Absolutely, Andrew. So Harry Grant, he gives it short ball. Sean Ball. 2 metres out. Third tackle. 6 again here for the Storm. Harry Grant, he'll give it out the back into Munster. Munster to Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes to Little Bappy. Little Bappy! The Storm score, and they make it a 6-4, but a kick to come to tie it up at 6-6. Little Malaman, Little Bappy, Little Malaman, Little Bappy, Little Malaman, Little Bappy, Little Malaman, Little Bappy. Little Malaman, Bappy. Little Malaman, Little Bappy. 4-6, kick to come. But that's huge. Munster at the 10 to Jerome Hughes. Hughes, the little Mono Bappy, and then Angus Crichton just couldn't get across to him. And the Roosters players were trying to get across for the other 3 on the wing. And it was just a nicely worked play there from Melbourne. Little Bappy getting happy. Little Bappy getting happy. We'd love to see it. We'd love to see it. Try throwing bing bong mother bitch, Brock Sports. Absolutely. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Lagan Balls says, bin this, bin that. I just want to see a one-on-one whack between Nelson and Jared Warrior-Hargraves. Mate, it's coming. It's coming. Bulldog Season says, nice try from Tupou. Yeah, nice try from Tupou. Obviously, that was a little bit ago, but that was a really nice try there from Little Mullen and Puppy, Ryan Pappenhausen. Keary was caught in no man's land. Yeah, let's have a look at Luke Keary here. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, like, yes. Yeah, like Keary, it's a weird one, right? Because there is 3 players that are following up on that outside. So Keary has to make a decision when he's got 2 Roosters players to his left and 3 Storm players out the back, whether he covers across for the 3 or he covers back in for the Pappenhausen. But if Pappenhausen passes that ball and Keary goes in for Puppy, now it's a 3-on-2, the Storm over the Roosters on that right-hand side. So it's a difficult one there for Keary. It's a difficult one because the Storm had them outnumbered regardless. They did have them outnumbered regardless. And they level it up at 6 apiece. They level this little bad boy up at 6 apiece. 14 minutes gone. Kiri tried to blame Angus. It's kind of both of their faults. I don't think that Angus got across enough, but I also think that it is both their faults. It's not just Kiri's fault. Because Kiri and Angus, there's too much of a gap between them. And Kiri is protecting the 3 Storm players that are coming at the 2 Roosters players over here. Without Kiri, it's 2-on-3. With Kiri, it's 3-on-3. So that means that he's expecting Crichton to cover across there to protect that inroad from Pappenhausen. But instead, Kiri was caught a little bit in no man's land. But I feel like it's actually probably more Crichton's fault not coming across than Kiri's based off of that. Because if you watch it again, it would have been 2-on-3 without Kiri pushing across to the 3-on-3. So Nelson there, first tackle. He'll go right-hand side, and it'll be Jack Howarth who gets the ball to the 15. We'll see Zakor. Keep an eye on your YouTube notifications to see if I will be live in the AFL, because I know the rugby's on as well, and I would like to watch both, but when I'm streaming a game, I do go heavily focused on that one game. And penalty to Melbourne. Penalty to Melbourne, starting to swing around here. Of course, it's Warrior Hargraves. Of course, it's Warrior Hargraves. Nate J says, what's AFL? It's a good question after last week, mate. I try to pretend like it doesn't exist after what happened last week with my Geelong Cats. Logan Paulsek says, Storm running on an angle towards the sideline and try line. Kiri probably should have went for Puppy, but it's also Crichton's fault. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Grant Atkins, you were literally just saying here, before, like 3 minutes ago, the Storm were cooked, and now you're saying the Roosters cooked. You cooked. You cooked. First tackle here for Melbourne at the 30. Harry Grant will go left-hand side now. Trent Loiero, and Trent Loiero is 30 metres out of the line. Second tackle here for Melbourne. Harry Grant goes left-hand side off to Munster. Munster at the 25. Gives it off here to Jack Howarth. And Jack Howarth is 10 metres out. Third tackle. Can Melbourne get over the line now? 16 minutes gone. Cameron Munster to Harry Grant. Harry Grant to 15. Josh King. Big bupper. Runs it straight. Taking it down to the 10. And he gets the off-field away to Harry Grant. Harry Grant goes to the dink. Munster can't get the off-field away. Fourth tackle now. 9 metres out. Fourth tackle, 9 metres out. Storm red hot back in this game. Sean Bloor offloads it. Harry Grant kicks it through. Roosters ball. Jeez, that was a real up in the air play, but they get it done in the end. Kaylin says, hi, hello, Kaylin, how you doing? All right, so Dom Young, they'll get taken down to 5, second tackle. Really tough work here from the Roosters to get out of this little area here. After Daniel Tupou, and third tackle, they're 5 metres out from their own line. They are struggling right now. Angus Crichton, he'll give it off to Kiri, who nearly knocked it off, but now he could be away. No, taking out the 20. 4 tackle now. Yeah, this is wild right now. This is a really fun game to watch, though, I will say. It's not boring, that's for sure. It is not boring. And Sandon Smith has to keep that on fit tackle for his own 25. Straight down the gullet to Ryan Pappenhausen. And he'll be taking out the 40. Good hit there from Angus Crichton. And we'll try and slow the play down there. Tried to give him like that little stare just then. I don't think Crichton was square, but okay. That probably should have been a penalty to Melbourne. So second tackle now for Melbourne at the 45. And they'll go to... Gee whiz, who is that? I can't even see him. Maybe Nick Meaney? Is that Warbrick? No, it's Warbrick there. Harry Grant off to Trent Loiero. Loiero to Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes, short ball. Elias Katoa. Good tackle there by Kiri and also Suoliti. This game has changed so drastically, so quickly across this last 18 minutes. Jerome Hughes, little jinky jink, but he does knock it on, and the Roosters will get the ball here. 0 tackle at 25. He was just trying to really manipulate that defense there, Jerome Hughes, and get a little quick scoot as a halfback there and really mix it up, but unfortunately just didn't hold the ball properly. Did not hold the ball properly. I saw Crichton dump on his head. Well, that's just not true. Second tackle now for the Roosters there at the 33. Because if we had seen like a Roosters versus Manly dribble fest like last week, it would have been really slow and really difficult to get through. But so far, this has been a really good game to watch. Oh, good ball, good ball, good ball. It's gone backwards, it's fine. Dom Young with the ball at the halfway point. Taking out the 48. Really strong play there by the Roosters. Unfortunately, it just didn't go to hands, which didn't give Dom Young the space that he needed. Les says, what did Nelson get binned for? Deservedly binned. Had a high tackle. The first play of the game. Literally. Oh, no, Roosters. Their ball, they've thrown it back. Joey Manu, penalty, Roosters. Oh, wow. A fit tackle. The Storm have given away a penalty. Wow, but yeah, Les, a high tackle. It was definitely deserved. The Roosters should have had a bin, but Jerome Hughes, a minute later, should have been binned, and it should have been 13 on 11. But Grant Atkins didn't call it. And then later on, the Roosters have had a player who should have been binned but didn't get binned. So it's even in regards to the unfair refereeing in regards to those two situations. Logan Balzic says, could this game really decide the favouritism for the Dally M between Hughes and Teddy? No, the Dally M has already been decided. Dally M gets decided by the end of regular season. So first tackle over the Roosters, 20 metres out from the line. Luke Keary gives it off here to big Spencer Leniu. Pump at the leg. Second tackle, 15 out. 20 minutes gone here, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. If you're on TikTok, double tap the screen. And also follow if you're new. But that's a knock on Connor Watson. And the Storm will pick that ball up at the 10. And Nick Meaney still pumping the legs. Taking out the 15. Zero tackle. Couple of knock-ons these last couple of sets. It's getting juicy, son. Getting juicy. Getting juicy. Off to Jack Howarth. And Dom Young will get him in a tackle of the 35. The worst thing the Roosters could do here is give away a penalty. Especially after a knock-on like that. You just can't give them any reason to get inside that attacking 30. But this is a great attacking set here from the Storm already. Jerome Hughes, 4 tackle at the 45 on the Roosters side of the field. So they've gone from the 10. They kick it down into the corner here. Nice little placement kick. Roosters grab it at the 10. But this is just going to keep forcing the Roosters out of their own 10. So keep them back here, man. Dead set. Les says Adrian Morley style. But Tupo Crunchamundost! Crunchamundost! Gee whiz. Third tackle now for the Roosters and Radley close to a high tackle there from Trent Loiero, but it's fine. Warrior Hargraves has to come off the field. Chook's brave the Storm. So far they're doing well, man. So far they're definitely doing well. Still very, very early days though. So, of course, can Parramatta Eels come back and win the premiership? No, they're not winning the premiership next year, mate. And it's going to be a little puppy run. Pappenhausen to the 30. Really lower your expectations on Parramatta, bro. I don't know why you've got premiership in your mouth after the year that you've just had. You're not thinking about premiership after coming in 15th position, brother. So, second tackle now. Now get this ball here to the 45. And the Storm are on the attack again, man. Munster thought about a little cheeky kick there, but it'll be taken out to 40. Do you know what I mean, though, guys? Like, if you come in 15th, I'm sorry, but you're not thinking we're going to win the premiership next year. It's not. It shouldn't be in your vocabulary. Your vocabulary should be we should get back to the top 8 next year. All right, so right-hand side, Loiero, Jerome Hughes, little mum the puppy, Ryan Pappenhausen, Nelson, the sofa Solomona, and it'll be 25 metres out. The touchline, my boys. The thoughts on the Titans 2025 top H answers. 1 second here. Jerome Hughes to Munster. Munster fakes it, goes at the 15. Looking for a hole, but Connor Watson grabs him. Fit tackle. Let me do this tackle and then I'll answer you. Fit tackle here. Chat's laughing. Fit tackle for the Storm. Harry Grant to Jerome Hughes. He'll put that ball up into the corner. Chance for the Storm. Oh, knocked back. Shoulder to shoulder, they've said. But it will be Terrell May trying to get out of the end goal. Well done, Storm. Well done, Storm. Take Terrell May back into the end goal. It's looking a bit dicey. I thought they would be able to get out, but they weren't. They got taken back in. Touchline, I'm pretty confident that we push ourselves into a top 8 position. I think that we showed what footy we can play back end of the year against teams like the Wars and the Broncos, and that's shoulder to shoulder. Both them, Xavier Coates and Dom Young going with the ball. But I'm confident, man. I think that we've got the talent there. We've brought in a couple of, we've got a new signing. We've got, I can't say what I'm about to say, but we've brought in a new signing. And yeah, there's some really good signs going forward, man. We can't start by 0-6. If we start off 0-6 again, mate, our season's done. Simple as that. Roosters, I think, knocked that ball on. Yeah, knock on James. Let's go first. Storm ball at the 20. NRL's the best is who wins. I think Storm win, mate. I think Storm win. But yeah, I'm pretty confident, touchline. I'm pretty confident. Nate Jason Parra will be premiers if you turn the ladder upside down. This joke is so old, but it's always so funny. Lucas says, who do the Eels even have coming that makes you think they can turn it around? I don't know, Lucas. I don't know what. I really don't know why an Eels fan would be having that high of an expectation. Again, like, sure, could they make the top 8 again? Sure. But they came third last, and if they had lost the last game of the season, which they didn't, they would have come last. So I just don't understand why you're thinking premiership comparatively to like a top 8. But yeah, Jason Riles doesn't then immediately just make you, grand final winning team. First tackle now. Harry Grant, Josh King. Guys, when you're thinking about like your team winning the premiership, compare your teams on paper and compare your teams improvement-wise to the Panthers, to the Storm. If you think you can beat them, sure. But third tackle, 3 metres out of the line. Third tackle, Nelson stops on the moment. Harry Grant, Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes steps. He's at the 10, fakes. Oh, whoa, nearly a knock on there from Elias Katoa. 9 metres out. Dom Young trying to milk. Definitely trying to milk there, Brent Nestle. Definitely trying to milk. Harry Grant gets it off into Munster. Munster off to Josh King. Josh King taking down to 5. Fifth tackle here. Can the Storm break through the line and take the lead for the first time in the game? Harry Grant to Munster. Bit of Munster magic steps. It's fifth tackle, buddy. It's fifth tackle, buddy. It's fifth tackle, buddy. And now it's first tackle, but for the Roosters. See you later. Touchline says, who ends the Panthers' reign if they manage to get the 4P? I will tell you right now, I've said this to YouTube quite a bit. If you don't know, we do the YouTube live. But I say this to YouTube quite a bit. I don't really say it on TikTok. I think the Sharks win the comp next year. I think that you bring Adam Fanua-Blake in and their forward pack is what's been missing. I do think they need a big-time front row forward like an Adam Fanua-Blake. They're not like the Panthers where they're getting rid of James Fisher. They're not like the Warriors, where they're getting rid of Adam Fanua-Blake but bringing in Fisher Harris. So they're losing a big-time front row forward but replacing with a big-time front row forward. There's no real addition there. For the Sharks, they're not losing anyone really besides Royce Hunt, who is not on that level of Adam Fanua-Blake, Tina Fasil, Malawi, Payne Haas and whatnot. So I think that really benefits Cronulla going into 2025 because they're going to have Nico. They'll probably shove him to the 6, which is what I've been calling on here. You guys know it for literally like 4 years now, 3 years. They put Nico Hines to the 6, Braden Trindle to the 7. That works. Adam Fanua-Blake into the front row forwards. They've got a good back line there. Mulitalo, Siona Katoa, Jesse Ramey. Willie Warbrick's away! Will Warbrick at the 40. At the 45, taking down first tackle. Siona Katoa, Mulitalo. They've got Jesse Ramey, Cesar Talakai. You know, they've Britton Nakora, Cameron McInnes. They've got a great team of the Sharks. I'm telling you, I think Sharks win the comp next year. Sharks win this year. Disagree, AJWR. I disagree. I think they're a year too early. I think they're a year too early, brother. Grant's Rabbitohs first. You're drunk. So third tackle now. Jerome Hughes at the back here to Ryan Pappenhouse. Little man. Flicks underneath him for Nick Meaney. Jerome Hughes. Shot time for the Melbourne Storm. Bushka. Jerome Hughes under the post. 10-6 with a kick to come. That is very bellissimo. Beautiful from the Melbourne Storm. Champagne footy there. Down to the right hand side through little puppy who's having a fantastic game so far. And then just gets the ball back underneath there to Meaney. And Meaney gets through and then gets a beautiful pass across, which could have been swiped down from the Roosters, but he just finds a perfect pass across to Jerome Hughes. Here we go. Loiero, beautiful ball playing to Hughes. Hughes to Pappenhausen. The speed is great. Flicks it behind. Meaney then opens up. Sees Hughes on the inside. And I tell you, Tupouniua could have probably got there, but it's just too good footy there from the Melbourne Storm. Too good. What was your best game this year at the Titans? My favourite game to go to was the Warriors game in New Zealand. That was our first win of the season. I don't think they can win the comp. I think fight for the 8. Fight for the 8 is probably the right words. The winner of this game wins the grand final, 15 Wheeler says. I don't think so. I think the Panthers win the grand final. But we'll see tomorrow, bro. No, we'll see tomorrow. But yeah, AJWR, I think the Sharks are a year too early, brother. I think the Sharks are a year too early. But I would love to see them win it this year, mate. If they win it this year, look out next year. Look out next year. That pass was nearly as sexy as Puppy himself. Fair call, Greg. You know, fair call, Greg. My little Puppy is very, very sexy, man. Very, very sexy, man. Look at the beautiful mallet. The beautiful mallet, man. She whiz, man. It's disrespectful you even brought that up because it's so obvious. When it's so obvious of how beautiful the mullet is, and you bring up the sexiness of said mullet, it's actually offensive because you should very well know that everyone's thinking about how beautiful the mullet is. Have a word to yourself, Greg. Have a word to yourself. Sharks vs Storm final could be a repeat of 2016. AJWR says, yes, but I think the Sharks for 2016 was a bit of a better team. Michael Ennis, Paul Gallen, Andrew Fafita. That try was incredible. Daz, mate, he'll love this one if he's here. The crash play from Andrew Fafita. Whoever called it a crash play is an idiot. Benny Barber, Ricky Latelli was great. Sasai Feki was fantastic. I don't know if I said Mick Ennis, but Wade Graham. They had a fantastic team there. The Sharks don't have that yet, but next year I believe they could. Mullet is wow yum. Marlon Yum. Cryptic. Marlon Yum. But 12-6 here. 12 minutes to go the first half. 12-6. 12 minutes to go here of the first half. Melbourne Storm come back from 6-0 down. Been very, very fun. Greg Martin says, my apologies, sir. Very much so. No, we do forgive you. Don't ever do it again. 4 tackle now at the 35. Greg Martin still has not brought up how beautiful Mullet Man's hair is, which is disgraceful that he wouldn't talk about that. At the left-hand side, Munster, little Mullet Puppy. Oh, he's unbelievable so far, little Mullet Puppy. Oh, 4 pass. I don't agree. I would like to see this again. Was that forward? Is that forward? Lucas says, Sharks don't need to show an ability to play without momentum for me. Feels like they really can't get... 1 second. Ooh, I'd say that's flat. I don't think that's a forward pass. I disagree with that from Grant Atkins. I disagree. I think that was flat at worst. You'd argue it could have been back. I don't think that was a forward pass. Melbourne Storm's kicking game is mid. Well, they don't have Sam Walker. Sam Smith's okay. Look, Keary's getting on. But you're right. But yeah, look, I would agree with you, Lucas. I think the Sharks still need to show an ability to play without momentum. But I think that's where Adam Finnell-Blake benefits, right? Because you get a big front row forward of that caliber. They don't have... What have they been playing with? You know, you've got Royce Hunt, who's a bench impact. They've got Toby Rudolph and Oregon Kafusi. Like, I'm sorry, but that doesn't light the world on fire. You bring in Adam Finnell-Blake, now you're starting to light that world on fire down the front row forward and the props. And I do think that when you don't have the momentum, it's guys like Adam Finnell-Blake who will really help grind it through for you. So that's where I'm saying I believe the Sharks win the comp next year based on that addition, because they're not losing, they're just gaining, and they've got the adjustments ready to make that real run at it, in my opinion. And it's a great experience for them tomorrow against the Panthers. So Keary gives it off. I think it's a positive regardless of how the Sharks finish here, as long as they don't lose by 50. They lose by 40, 50 tomorrow, things change in my personal opinion. 10 minutes to go to the first half, guys. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new around here. If you're here on TikTok, double tap the screen, and obviously follow if you're new. They put that ball up here, the Storm. Oh, that's in goal. It's going to be a 7 tackle set for the Melbourne. Ooh, man, is very close to getting binned there. Very close. Notro says, oh, they're away. Lumumba Lupapi gives it off here to Jack Howarth. Dom Young, Howarth. Try time for the Melbourne Storm. Bush. Melbourne go bang. They run the length of the field. They caught me off guard. Another bad kick try time. Melbourne Storm says, you're right, yeah. Notro said Atkins has cornered the Roosters for sure. Yes and no, mate. Like, Jerome Hughes should have been binned to make it 13-11 earlier on. But you're right. There's been a couple of dodgy calls against the Storm too. But that is, it's a bad kick, mate. You're right. It is a bad kick there, Melbourne Storm. And Xavier Coates gets his ball up here to the 20. And Coates sees little Mama Puppy, who finds the gap in between Radley there and, maybe Nafahu White. But little Mama Puppy to get to Jack Howarth. Dom Young, you're going to be doing way better than that piece of shit tackle attempt you just made. I'm sorry, but Dom Young, you've got to do way better in regards to this tackle. Way better. You have the angle. You have the play, Dom Young. You had plenty of space. How was he not making that tackle? Dom Young needs to make that tackle. If you want to classify yourself as an elite winger in this game, you need to be making that tackle. He got burnt by Loffy, as in Loffy at Seabus Stadium by the Titans. He's gotten burnt just then by Jack Howarth. I'm sorry, but he should be making that tackle. He should be. Aaron Border say, bro, how you doing? Hello, how you doing is what I should say. But yeah, that's definitely a goal. Shut up, Jay. You're an idiot. Caught Dom Young sleeping, Bretton says. Yeah, but he's there. He should make that tackle. But he just... I don't know what he's doing. He's at the 20. He's caught him at the 15. And he makes an early tackle attempt. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He should not be diving that early. He had plenty of time to make the right tackle there. So Nick Maney here from the left wing. Nick Maney will... Ding. No, misses the kick. So we'll say a 16-6 game. They've missed 2 conversions to the Storm, so... It would have been 20-6 instead. 16-6. What are they? Yeah, he did make sure he took it right in the centre. Really good work there from Xavier Coates. They want to make sure they got that right there. Good to see. Tonight is Victoria's last hope at a grand final, No Jay says. What? Victoria's last hope at a grand final? What do you mean, No Jay? These guys will win next week. The spine's too good. I don't know, man. Panthers, if they play like they did in week 1, everyone always underestimates the Panthers at the back end. They just do. They just do. It's because you want to see the Panthers lose. You don't give the credit to the Panthers because you don't want to see a team win 4 years in a row, which is valid, which is granted, which is fair. However, there's a reason why the Panthers will more than likely... I don't know if they go into the favourites next week, actually, if they beat the Sharks tomorrow. I don't know if they do. It'd be like $1.80, $1.89 to $1.92. Or it would be like $1.80 to $2. But I'm telling you, the Panthers are not going to be far off from the betting odds next week for a reason. Aaron Butler said, I'm going to think Panthers and grand final. I think everyone is assuming that one, man. So right side, Elias Katoa, and Elias Katoa will get his ball here to the 30, third tackle. I will be live streaming here on YouTube and TikTok tomorrow for that game. Melbourne Storm, so I still think the Panthers are the favourites to win. They're unbelievable, know how to win. Absolutely, but so did the Melbourne Storm. But that's a good comment from you. Obviously, it's a penalty Storm. It's a good comment from you considering you're a Storm fan and can see that. Can understand that. Most people don't have the ability to bet against their own team or say something like that when your team is about to probably get into the grand final, especially if you hold out from here. Julian Ali, my boy. Hello, son. How we doing? Nate J says, no Victorian team in the AFL grand final, and if Storm lose... Oh, yeah, I get you what you mean. Yeah, Storm lose, you know the rest. Yeah, it's a good point. That is a good point. Panthers, Sharks, and Roosters, and Storm. So, yeah, this is the last chance Victoria gets at getting a team in the grand final. That's a high tackle, by the way. Should have been a high tackle. First tackle with the Melbourne Storm at the 33. And they go left-hand side. Says, who do you go for? I'm a Gold Coast Titans fan, brother. So second tackle now at the 25. Elias Katoa to Harry Grant. Harry Grant gives it off here to Trent Loiero. Trent Loiero to Cameron Munster. Munster at the 30. Back here to Sean Bloor. And Sean Bloor at the 20 will be third tackle now. Seb Watson says, don't think they can blame Young, though. The rest of them were sleeping. Surely when Puppy goes, you just drag him down and take the card. You're right. Like, it's not just Dom Young's fault. I'm just saying that in that situation, Dom Young should be making that tackle. That's not me saying the try is solely on him. No way. So fit tackle, I'd say it's more so on, I think it was Victor Radley and whoever was inside, maybe Nafahu White. Fit tackle now. Harry Grant gives off to Jerome Hughes at the 10. Kicks it through. Oh, well done to stop that. Goes backwards from Keary. I don't know if he saved a try, but he saved probably a dropout. Mark O'Kelly says, can the Roosters come back here? Penalty to the Roosters here from their own 10, which gets them out of trouble. I don't think so, Mark. I tipped the Storm 1-12. I think this right now is a balance between Storm winning 13 plus and winning 1-12. You need to, if you're a Roosters fan, you need this last 5 minutes. If you want to win, you have to score. If you just want to, if you're, not okay with it, content. But if you don't want to get flogged, you can't concede again this last 5 minutes. Because the Storm, as we saw against the Sharkies, didn't play too well against the Sharks in the first half. Up 10-6. How's old mate with those Roosters stats going, by the way, from before? And then obviously flogged him in the second half. Oh, Crichton nearly lost the ball there. But the Storm do love a good second half performance. We saw it against the Sharks. They led like 10-6 or whatever. And then came back and smacked him 37-10. Great tackle there from Xavier Coates. 4 tackle over the Roosters at the 40, sorry. Nat Butcher. He'll be fit tackle now at the 33. So no, Mark, I don't believe they do come back here. Is there a world? Sure, but I don't believe so. Keary puts that ball up. It's a good kick in range. Tedesco knocks it back. Still fit tackle. They knock it back to Keary. Keary steps. It's fit tackle, buddy. And that's a knock on, I think. Yes, it is. That's a knock on. Claudio says, better next year? Tigers better next year. Yeah, look, maybe, Claudio. I hope so. I don't think they're going to make the 8, but I definitely can see the Tigers being better than last. I can see how well they do still come last. But I do think that I think they can avoid the bottom 4. I think right now, and some fans won't agree with what I'm about to say here, the bottom 4 looking most likely for next year is... you still have to include the Tigers right now, but I can see a world where they finish out of it. Who's another team? I would say the Dolphins are a good shout with the fact that they've lost Wayne Bennett and Christian Wolf is coming in. I would say they're a very, very good shout. I do think all of the Eels, Rabbitohs, Titans and whatnot will improve. How much so is a whole different story in itself. The Broncos don't even have a coach right now. I don't know, man. 1 second. Storm here to kick it through. Oh, that's tackling. That's it. I'm sorry. Sean Ball didn't go off the ball. That should be a penalty. Roosters there. That's first tackle with the Roosters at 5. I do think there is a chance, Nate J, that the Broncos could finish bottom 4. Maybe not spoon like you're saying, but if they don't find their coach and get the right coach, Michael Maguire, they don't come bottom 4. But if they get anybody else, then knock on Roosters. Okay, Mark, remember what I was saying? Don't concede. Well, Storm got the ball 15 metres out, up 16-6, 3 minutes to go first half. You can't concede here. GK says you should watch the Oz Cup final on Sunday. The Oz Cup final? What do you mean the Oz Cup final? What's the Oz Cup final? On Sunday, I'll be streaming the 2 women's finals, which is Sharks and Broncos, and Roosters and Knights. How do you think the Titans will go next year? I'm pretty confident we have a much better year. Much better year. Dolphins are lock for bottom 4. I agree, Mitchell. I don't know about lock, but I would say I'm pretty confident on them being top bottom 4. But then again, I've had them kind of around that area the last couple of years, and they've surprised. But I think without Wayne Bennett, it's looking grim for him. Elias Katoa, 5 metres out. This could be the Roosters season on the line right now, because I don't think that down there in Melbourne, the Roosters come back from a 16-point deficit at half time. So the Storm now, 4 metres out of the line, second tackle. Elias Katoa will be 3 metres out, third tackle. Third tackle here. Elias Katoa rolls it back to Grant. Grant gets it all the way across into Jerome Hughes. Jerome Hughes to Munster. Munster goes himself. Had too many options there in such a short time frame, but it's a 6 again if the Storm. That's a penalty. That's a penalty. He's walked straight back to the ruck, ref. Come on. Come on, ref. You got to do better than that. Jerome Hughes gives it off here to Alec McDonald. And McDonald here with a great run to the 5. Melbourne Storms, my bottom 4 are Tigers, Dolphins, Raiders, and Warriors. Raiders, I don't agree with whatsoever. Jerome Hughes! A double for the potential Dally M this year. And Jerome Hughes goes bang. 20-6 here with the kick to come. 20-6 with a kick to come. X Factor said, I feel like Radley didn't even really make contact with Nelson's leg in the hip drop, but he was definitely in a bad position. Just seems all Storm momentum came off that penalty. That absolutely should have been a bin, and there is no debate about that. 1 trillion% that Radley one, that was only a penalty, should have been a bin, brother. And there is no debate about that. He contacted both of his legs, bro. Did you go back and watch that? That was an awful tackle, bro. That should have 1,000,000,000% been a bin. The Roosters were lucky. Lucky. You also said Storm with an S at the end of it, which isn't how we do this channel. But the Roosters are extremely lucky they had 13 on 13 at that point. Yeah, he made contact twice with his leg, Brent Nesbitt says. You're right. You're right. Kiri is costing the Chooks big time. I would say yes, Phil with 15 wheel airs, but I would also say that a majority of what the Storm are doing are trying to go through that section. They're literally targeting that area for a reason. But, Kiri missed that tackle. Angus Crichton did what he could. Jerome Hughes, strong run, though. Strong run. Strong run. Rex said, fan, get around you, brother. Get around you. Thank you for all the likes here, by the way. Well, there you go. Okay, Melbourne Storm, I want you to give me reasoning behind why you think the Raiders are a bottom 14 next year. I can see the Warriors being there, but I want you to give me a valid reasoning for why the Raiders are a bottom 14. I'll listen to you, but if you watched my Canberra Raiders season review here on the YouTube that I put out the other day, the Raiders actually have a pretty good future ahead of them. They actually look like they're really designing something well for their club, and they do look like they're going into the future with the right ideas, and they do actually have some really positive things about them that aren't really being spoken about because they're from Canberra. So I disagree heavily. I think the Canberra Raiders, if anything, will go up next year. But there you go, guys. Half time here, 22-6 to the Melbourne Storm. The Roosters started off this game 6-0. There's been some awful calls in this game. A lot against Melbourne, a couple against the Roosters. I believe it should have been 13 on 11. Jerome Hughes definitely should have been binned early doors. But also there definitely should have been a bin for Radley for the Roosters. And there's been a couple of how you go on penalties as well. But yeah, look, the Storm have been the better team here so far. That's why they came first this year. LSC asks, what's the score? The score is 22-6 Melbourne Storm at half time. It's been a good game, but the Chooks are cooked, as Jared Troy here on YouTube says. Andy Backer says, Raiders are a bottom 4 team because of Ricky. I don't want him to succeed. I don't want him to succeed either, but I think that the Raiders are a team that aren't going to win a comp with this team, and they aren't going to win a comp in the near future, but they are a very competitive team, and they do look like they are actually on the up more than down. And you're really focusing on those last 4 games of the season to look at that, where they beat the Panthers, where they beat the Roosters, where they beat the Dragons last seconds. Then the Dragons are a tough team. You know, I know the Dragons are a shit-ass team as well, but they're also tough on their day. So I think that people really just don't look at the Raiders and don't understand the Raiders, so they immediately go, nah, they're going to come bottom 4 next year. Most people tip them for last this year. Most people tip them for 16th this year. And look where they came. Same thing happened last year as well. Greg Martin says, Tigers, Dolphins, Dragons in my bottom 3. I don't know who gets the last spot. Do you reckon the Dragons? Like, I don't have the Dragons make the top 8 by any means, especially when they've lost Zach and Ben Hunt situation. Yeah. But yeah, it's halftime, guys. If you're in here on YouTube, hit that like button and subscribe. If you're here on TikTok, double tap the screen and also follow. Hadahoni Wiparata says, Kiri too small, get him off. I agree, but you can't take him off because you've got no backup half. You know, there's no Sam Walker here. So with Sam Walker not here, that is an issue, and that's why Sandon Smith would normally play 14, would then come on if you needed him, and you wanted to do that, or have a 3-half roaming system, but they can't do that because Sam Walker ACL injury. So the Roosters are in a world of pain. I don't think Sam Walker changes how this game's been played anyway, though. I think the Storm they've really identified Kiri as the guy they want to target. They've really identified that defensive area, and it's worked. That's worked. Talon says, is it Jalen? Sorry, I couldn't see it. Who would you like to see win the grand final next year other than the Titans? The Sharks, my mum. It'll always go Titans, and then a massive gap, Sharks, and then a massive gap, maybe like a Waz. It's not going to happen, but like I wouldn't mind seeing a Waz win. Who else wouldn't I mind? Who else wouldn't I mind? I don't know. I guess it depends. I wouldn't care if I saw Raiders win. That's not going to happen, though. I wouldn't really care if the Knights won, kind of deal. I don't want the Broncos to win. I don't want the Dolphins to win and whatnot. I wouldn't be a fan of the Storm, Roosters, or Panthers winning, but that's just because of success. That's not because I dislike the teams. If Storm keep playing the way they are, I can see them knocking off the Panthers. Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely. I can see them knocking off the Panthers. I still have until proven otherwise, I still have the Panthers winning the comp. They need to prove it tomorrow, though, which will be live here on TikTok and YouTube, obviously. But yes, we have to see them play again. But if they played it to the standard they did in week 1 of the finals against the Sydney Roosters, I still see the Panthers doing it. But that's because, look, you look at their scoreline 22-6, the Storm over the Roosters. You go back to week 1, the Panthers did this very similar thing. So, and the Panthers won that one convincingly as well. I just feel like I need to see the Panthers play again because they turned it up in week 1. They turned it up in week 1, but they've got to do it again. How many points will the Sharks win by tomorrow? Max, I hope so, bro. I hope so. I can't see it, but I hope so. Brendan Nesbitt says, yeah, I can see the Dragons back down there. Taxman and Hunt carried them this year, and Jaden Sewer. Well, what's happened with Sewer? Melbourne Storm says, losing the skipper and a few rookies were very good, like Strange and Savage. Probably wrong about them, but just my gut feeling. Why... Who are very good, like Strange. Losing the skipper... Elliot Whitehead, yeah, but you're going to bring in Zach Hosking, and Hosking was really, really good. Zach Hosking was really good. They've also got guys like Joey Tarpany with plenty of experience. They're going to re-sign Horsburgh. They've got Ethan Strange, who was a very, very good young rookie half. They've brought in Ethan Sanders, who was a young rookie half from the Eels. They've got Kyle Weeks, who had a fantastic season. They do have Xavier Savage, who's quite solid. They do have still an experienced Jamal Fogarty there. The issue with the Raiders is their 9, because they've gone with Tommy Starling, and they've also got, I can't think of his name right now, Zach Wolford. But it's okay. It's nothing spectacular. That's the Raiders' issue. The Raiders' issue is their 9. Storm number 1, Storm on fire. Up the Storm, Pups, and Hughes. Yeah, they're on fire right now, brother. Don't you worry. We are missing Brandon Smith, Hadahoni Wiparata. Yes, I would agree. Also Sam Walker. Greg Martin says, Dragons don't have anyone who sets the world on fire other than Hunt and maybe Sewer, and Hunt seems to be on the outer again. Yeah, absolutely. Hunt's definitely the outer. Definitely. There's no way I'm reading through a 1 through 13 in the Bunnies lineup, mate. How many points to the Sharks on by tomorrow? I've already answered you, Max. I would love to see it, but I don't think it happens. I will be live, though, so I'll see you here. Double tap the screen. Les says Nicholson from Warrington will be good. Think he's gone to the Raiders. Oh, is it Matty Nicholson maybe? Matty, yeah, and Dane Levi it's okay, Andrew. It doesn't change the purpose of what I just said. Sports versus Broncos wooden spoon again. Can see them bottom 4 if they don't fix their coaching issues and their ego problems at the club. I don't think they get spooned though. I'd say them right this very second. You're looking at a 13 through 11 range, which is exactly where they were this year. But I do think they have the talent to be above that, and they should be above that. Roosters plus 22 from here, a good shout. Ooh, it's a tough one, Mark. That's a tough one. I think the Storm probably going with this. If the game continues this way and this fashion, I think the Storm going with this game. And I think they can put a score on here and really set a statement. I think the Roosters, they started off really well, but they've really fallen apart where the Storm have been able to tactically identify exactly what they need to do, and they've just absolutely powered it through Keary, and they've been successful every time they've powered it through Keary. And I think that will just continue to happen. And when you've got Munster, you've got Jerome Hughes, you've got little puppy Ryan Pappenhausen, and you've got, Harry Grant, it's just going to keep happening because they know exactly what to do to target him every single time. I can see the Storm going on with this one well. Someone wants this Hughes is Dally M, no questions asked anymore, and grand final winners. Well, this has nothing to do with the Dally M. This is the thing. People don't understand. They talk, but they don't understand. The finals have nothing to do with the Dally M, guys. For YouTube and TikTok. The finals have nothing to do with the Dally M. The Dally M is based off of the regular season. It has nothing to do with this game. The way Tedesco plays and the way Jerome Hughes plays in this game has absolutely zero impact. It's got less than zero impact on the Dally M. The Dally M is calculated from rounds 1 through till 27 and through 24 games. Has no impact on this game. So the winner of the Dally M was decided 3 weeks ago. This has nothing to do with it. Cool Strikes, I think it's a pretty good excuse. What is? Can we also remember we are... Oh, here we go. Can we also remember we are missing our main half? No team is winning shit without their main 7. Panthers have done a lot this year with no Nathan Cleary. Panthers have done a lot this year without no Nathan Cleary. When Jerome Hughes has been out, they win games. I would argue the Cowboys won a lot of games without a 7 this year. I would argue the Cowboys in the top 8 won a lot of games without their 7 this year. There is an excuse to be said there, but also everyone has that excuse. So you're right, but also it's a part of the game. But also the Storm, a good team, came first this year, did it without Jerome Hughes throughout the year at points. Panthers have had Cleary out for the majority of the year, and they've pushed Luai into the 7. Do you know what I'm saying? You can do it. It can be done, but the Roosters just aren't good enough to win this game at the moment. At the moment, it's the first half. Don't give up on your team just yet, though. No, Jason, pick the Washington Commanders. Okay. As soon as you said Commanders, you've lost all my thought process. Buffalo Bills to win. Now need Storm 1-12 and Swans tomorrow. Hines was also out for the Sharks. They made top 4 X Factor. That's a great point. Absolutely. See, there we go. Storm, Jerome Hughes been out for points of the year. Nathan Cleary's been out for a majority of the year. Nico Hines has been out for large parts of the year, especially towards the back end of the year. Who came fifth? The Dogs. The Dogs didn't have a 7 pretty much all year. Toby Sexton, love him. He's a friend of mine. I love Tobes, right? You guys know me and Tobes, love him. But comparatively to Nathan Cleary, comparatively to Jerome Hughes and the big boppers, you would say that Toby Sexton isn't necessarily that premiership winning halfback, right? And they were doing what they did. They beat the Roosters with Drew Hutchison earlier in the year, mind you. I would have done that. It was a long time ago, granted, but... Sports Owners and Cowboys went to the grand final without JT. Yeah, got thumped in that grand final, though. Riley says hello. Hello, Riley. Storm fans, can the Mighty Storm win the Prem, do you think? I think we can. Mate, you're 40 minutes away from a grand final. Of course I think you can win a premiership. Harrison says, Keeney 1, Tina... Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of that comment. Tino 6. I've got someone here on TikTok that just told me Tino for Asul Malawi goes to the 6. I have someone here on TikTok suggest to me that Tino Fa'asul Malawi goes to the 5/8 position for the Titans next year. This is what I put up with on the TikTok. On the YouTube, there's no people asking me Tino Fa'asul Malawi to the 6. Muppet, man. Course Strikes, then you have no right to say how our players impact games. I absolutely can. Because I watch your games. This is what I do. I stream your games. I commentate your games. I'm here every day, every week. I think I have a pretty good understanding, but, you're entitled to your opinion. Brent Neslick says Tina would be a 7 or a 6. I'm chucking him on the wing. We're chucking him on the wing. Chucking him on the wing. Storm number 1 says spine of the season is Ponga, Trindle, Hughes, and Grant. I would put Tom Dearden into the 6 before I put Trindle there. If you're talking about form this season. Because Trindle's been out for a lot of the year due to situations. Ponga, sure, but you've got like Dylan Edwards. You've got Dylan Edwards. You've got Tedesco goes fullback. Tedesco goes fullback. But if you're talking about like the spine of the year that will get in Dally M's, Tedesco will be the fullback of the year. 5 of the year, I believe, could be either Matty Burton or Tom Dearden, but I would lean Tom Dearden, but I can get why Matty Burton will get it. The 7 will be Hughes, and the 9. It probably is Grant, but Apicotto Rissau has a chance. Reece Robson has a chance in the Cowboys. The 9's not an easy one to get this year, to be fair. It's not an easy one to get. Up and down, Jay. Up and down. Whatever helps you cope, Call Strike. Call Strike, the more you fight the chat, the more they're just going to rip into you because they know you're a Roosters fan. If you are a fan of a team that's losing in a finals game and you're upset and frustrated and whatnot, there is not a great place to to come and vent because they're ruthless in this chat. They will come for you, and they know they've listened to me for years that they know how to manipulate to really get into you, right? Like if I want to get into a team, I can do it without insulting, like really forcefully. Yeah, you can do little side comments, and that's what this chat does, man. So I'm just saying, be very careful, man. If you're not upset, they will upset you more. They will. Issa says, thoughts on Hines possibly moving to 6 next season. Issa, I've been saying this for 4 years. I love it. Issa, Nico Hines is a 6. He's not a 7. I've said this for a dead set 4 years. There is nobody who has watched this channel for long enough that can say that I haven't been saying Nico Hines is a 6 for years. 100%. I love it, Issa. I believe the Sharks are the internal premiership favourites next year. Next year, the Panthers will be the favourites or whatever. But, or maybe not with Luai going. Maybe it goes back to the Storm. But the point is that I have the Sharks as my favourites of the comp next year. 1 year too early this year. Next year, I believe they win the comp. Think Howe will get more games than Titans next year? Love Arama, Les. Love him. But we'll see. I think our forwards are a bit jam-packed at the moment. Hughes for halfback of the year. Oh, Hughes will win halfback of the year next. So easy. There's no doubt about that. There's no one close to him. The only issue is whether he wins the Dally M or not, whether it's between James Tedesco or Hughes. I think Hughes gets it, but Tedesco's got points, man, in him. He's got points in him in this game. Crippy says, how many F-bombs do we think Hainsey has sprayed towards Atkins so far? Early doors, but the Roosters have received a few beneficial calls too, but he complains regardless too. When Trindle played, he was firing. Ponga had the nice defiance. Storm number 1, there's no debate. Tedesco will get the fullback of the year this year, and the 5'8" will go to Matty Burton or Tommy Dearden. Like, that's just how the Dally M's have kind of gone this year. Trindle has no chance at 6. He was out for a lot of games due to unfortunate situations that he got himself into. That's not me saying that he's a bad bloke or anything like that, and not a bad player. I think he's a good player. He's a 7, though, in my personal opinion. But there's no way he wins the 5'8" of the year. There's zero chance. The spine will be Tedesco 1, guaranteed. If not Edwards, but it should be Tedesco 1, 7 guaranteed Hughes. The 6 and the 9 though are debatable, but it's debatable between Burton and Tom Dearden. Burton, Tom Dearden, maybe Luai, but Luai played a lot of 7 this year, man. He played a lot of 7 this year. But I don't know if he has enough points based on the fact that he would have gone to halfback and whatnot. That's really about it. Like it's pretty much between Burton and Dearden in my opinion. Because Munster's been out for too long. Unless Ethan Strange got points, but I don't know. It's interesting. Are they actually after RTG Titans? I can't speak about this, Seb Watson. X Factor says Titans win the comp next year. What are you talking about? Tino Dally M6. Absolutely, X Factor. So he gets it. X Factor gets it. All right, Roosters out the field. Storm coming out of the field right now, guys. If you're here on YouTube, you know what to do. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Check out the brand new BKR Sport website in the pinned comment. But if you're not on YouTube, you're down here on TikTok. Double tap the screen and also follow if you're new. Oh, yeah, Burton. Forgot about Burton. I was going to say Burton, but couldn't remember. How many times am I going to say Burton? Thank you for Alongo and Crichton Season. Follow the live creator. You're a legend. Ladies, I'm going to watch it. Too easy, bro. We're here on YouTube or TikTok. Call Strike says Roosters will come back because what I said. Shut up. No, Jay says, Jay, what was the hot dog? Okay. Shut up, man. Stop calling Hainsey hot dog man, bro. Jay, you've got people call him the hot dog man. Like, oh, no. Stop it, man. He's got people calling Hainsey hot dog man. Oh, Hainsey, if you watch this, bro, I love you. I love you. Cool strike. Look at your own team in the field. You have Rads hip dropping and Jared giving free penalty. Fair cool. Seb Watson says, what did Ezra and Reese's Pieces get up to in Bali? Oh, they had a good fun time. At least they weren't there with Nelson and Solomona, though, eh? So it's going to be kick-off here. Like I said, thumbs up, subscribe. Storm get the ball, and they give it straight off the two-win Kamigamita. Tosoviti. That's a big bump run there from the big Fijian. Up in Fiji in a week and a half's time. I'm really looking forward to it. Final score 28-16. Zane says, I personally believe the Storm go on with this. I think they win by more than that. I think they go on by more than that, to be honest with you, man. Not a good stripper name, though. I'm not getting into a conversation about Hainsey being a stripper. I'm not going to conversate about this one. I'm not on YouTube or TikTok. What do, Blaze? Thank you for commenting this on YouTube. Forward tackle now for the Storm. By the way, I would actually go live on Instagram, but I'm like banned from going live on Instagram. I don't understand why. I haven't done anything. Riley says, someone timed me out. It was probably because he was spamming, but it wasn't me. I put my hands up here and shake them like I just don't care. I put my hands in the air. I shake them like I just don't care because I don't. First tackle leave the Roosters at the 22. At the 22. Why is it saying more creators want to co-host? No. No. Because they'll just be talking and I won't be able to hear them. Third tackle leave the Roosters at the 25. They're going to get a move on. They're going to score before the 20th minute though. Sports Zone says, I need Warbrick and Dom Young to score. Well, good luck with that one, Sports Zone. Fourth tackle, Terrell made at 35. I don't know, Riley. I just guessed, brother. I don't know. Verify to continue. Oh, yeah, I've got to verify. Inactivity during your current live. There's no inactivity here, buddy. I'm firing up. Firing up. Fifth tackle of the Roosters, and they'll put that ball down to the corner where it will be Xavier Coates. Brings it back here from the 15 to the 20 to the 25. Strong run. Storm will run the ball hard at the moment. Big Ass Sport has been a naughty boy on Instagram Live. You're an Eels fan. Second tackle now at 40. Jay, you got him. You got him. Third tackle now. That was so obvious, Riley. You just commented on both with the same word at the exact same time. Love it. Fourth tackle now at the 40. Oh, Jay slapped him. So Harry Grant, he'll go left-hand side to Loiero. He always looks like he's going to trip over Loiero when he runs. He always looks like he's off balance. Harry Grant to Munster. Munster dinks it over the top here for Hughes. Oh, I think it's a knock on there from the Storm. I think it is. They're gonna play it through. It's a no try. Yeah, he's gonna check it, Grant. It's a no try. It's a no try. Roosters not a comeback team. Lee Priest, I do not believe the Roosters win this game. I didn't think the Roosters win this game. I always had the Storm to win. If it hits his head, it's a try, and it's game over. Yeah, he's onside. Get the VAR lines out, the lasers. Oh, penalty. Penalty Storm. Nafahu wipes off the line, off the head and off the hand. Yeah, it's a knock on there from Jerome Hughes, but it will be a penalty here, the Storm. You could argue to go for the 24-6, which means it's a 3 convert try game. I personally, if I'm the Storm, I'd go for blood here. I'd go for blood. I'd go for the game clincher because 24-6 doesn't clinch the game. 28-6 clinches the game. I would go for blood here. I would. Miles says, how, bro? Surely buy me every Titans game. Surely buy you every Titans game? I don't think it's legal to buy people in Australia, Miles. But maybe if we go to New Zealand, they have different laws. But it's going to be a penalty. They will take the 2 here. The Melbourne Storm will take the 2 to try and make a 24-6 lead. Oh, we've got some tunes going on in the stadium right now. Dus. We're dusing it up, son. Dusing it up. So far, every favourite has won the final series. No underdog upset. Yeah, it's disappointing, Lee. I would say, though, Manly and the Bulldogs was a 50-50. I know Manly were technically the favourites, and I did tip Manly, but I do feel like most people had the Bulldogs favourites over Manly in that game. So you're right, you are. But with that being said, I would say 65% of people thought the Bulldogs were going to win. Whether that's because they thought it or wanted it to happen, it's not the point. So that would be the only game that I'd lean a little bit on the opposite. But yes, every other game has been a pretty convincing win to the favourites. Ryan Seals, you also stream on YouTube? Yeah, bro, that's our main stream on YouTube. BKR Sport, brother. BKR Sport. And Maney will whack it on through. So it is 24-6, the Melbourne Storm with 36 minutes to go here in the game. Look at these cats, Greg Martin says. There's plenty of cats, mate. Plenty of cats around here. Plenty of cats. So 24-6 with 36 minutes to go of the game. Alrighty. Roosters, I would like them to score so that we can at least have a good finish here. Like a bit of a good game. I would like the Storm to not go on and dominate this, but I could see a world that they do go on and dominate this. Alright, Melbourne with the ball. Munster gives it up the big two. Coming, Dabushka! Bula, Mr. Tosoviti. Bula, get around him. Tosoviti. That's some Fiji power there. Second tackle now for the Melbourne Storm at the 15. At the 15. So it's so annoying when you see someone get timed out who's like clearly been spamming. And it's like you can see all of their comments being timed. You reckon Storm or Panthers, Mark says? Again, it depends completely on tomorrow. We've had the benefit here to watch the Storm. We haven't had the benefit to watch the Panthers twice. We saw the Panthers turn up against the Roosters, just like the Storm turned up here against the Roosters. But we also saw the Storm turn up against the Sharks. So the benefit here is that the Roosters and the Sharks will have played both the Panthers and the Storm. So based off of the Panthers' performance against the Roosters and the Storm performance against the Roosters, I probably slightly lean towards the more domination there of the Panthers from the get-go of that game. But I want to see the Panthers play the Sharks tomorrow because the Storm struggled for the first half and then put them away in the second half. So I want to see the Panthers can have a more balanced game as well. So it's unfair to say right this very second, Storm, because you've seen them play twice, that gives that advantage comparatively to Penrith. That's what I would say there. But based off of right this very second, I would still limit the Panthers because of that first week, but I need to see them again. So Joe Manu taking down here at 35. All right, the 35 here. 6 again for the Roosters on 4 tackle. Here's a chance. Yeah, cunt. Chooks make it interesting though, Jay. Absolutely. That's what we want to see. First tackle now. They roll it back here to Joe Manu. Off to Sandon Smith and Smith to Nafahu White. Nafahu White at the 25. Second tackle. Make it interesting here. Have to like on YouTube. Good luck next year for the Titans with Tino back. Appreciate you, Ryan Seals. You're a legend, brother. Luke Keary. Short ball. Crichton. Oh, 13 metres out from the line. Third tackle. Titans firing it up next year, son. Connor Watson. James Tedesco. Tedesco. Terrell May. Terrell May. Terrell May! Bushka for the Roosters under the post. They're back in it. They're back in it, son. They are back in it. Here we go. 24-10 right under the post. Kick to come. Kick to come. Dun 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 dun. Fire it up. But Watson had dummy half to Tedesco. Tedesco will get the try assist here for Terrell May, who just breaks away from a couple of tackles. Fortunately, big Tui Kamikamita and Elias Katoa missed the tackle. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. No, Jay. Boom, boom. Boom to the boom. 33 minutes left here. That's just what we want to see. We just want... Hey, my boy Sundo! If you guys saw on the screen just then, you know, Justin Sundo, one of the moderators here, he was on the screen just then in the bottom left-hand corner. Get around, Sundo. Get around the Sundo. He's a good bloke. And they make it 24-12 with 33 minutes to go here. All right, comment section, let me know. Do you think that the Roosters can come back from a 12-point deficit here? There's still a long, long, long way to go here. Sundo, superstar. He's a superstar, the old Sundo. Beautiful man. He's been on the Gold Coast for the last, like, 2-3 weeks as well. Excellent. Says for the merch, we need some Brimdog Millionaire merch. Oh, you go and check out the BKR Sport website. Good stuff. Obviously, on the website, there is some... there is the ability for you guys to inquire about the merch that we do have on there. So if you are interested, definitely go and check that out in the pinned comment over there. Was he the one throwing up the thumbs? He was going crazy. I don't know. It kind of like bottom right. If you watch my Titans Roosters vlog from Seabus, he's the Roosters fan in that vlog in between the women's game and the men's game. He was in the bottom, when you're watching the screen, bottom left. When you're watching the screen, bottom left, he's going crazy. Been overseas recently, didn't he? Jay, mate, Sunday lives overseas. He lives everywhere. He's in the Gold Coast the last 3 weeks. Sometimes he went over for the FIFA World Cup and stuff, and he's a big Sunderland fan. His last name's Sunderland, so he went over and watched the Sunderland games on occasion. He loves a good travel. I think he was in Vegas recently. I've booked my flights and accommodation for Vegas, by the way. I'm coming back via Honolulu for 4 days after Vegas too. Roosters here, fit tackle at 35. I've just got to hope the Titans game is on the Friday. Otherwise, I miss it because I'll be on the plane. So Luke Keary will put that ball down. 5 meters out. Pappenhausen drops it. Chance here. Roosters. Try and time them back in this game. The Chooks are back in the game. Out of nowhere. It's 24-16 with a kick to come. Here we go. Roosters. Chooksters. Choo. Melbourne. What are you doing? They're dying off him. The Melbourne Storm. So elite with a strong run there. And I tell you what, the Roosters are coming home like a train. 30 minutes to go here of the game, guys, on YouTube. Hit that like button, subscribe. If you're on TikTok, hit that double tap button and follow. Get around it. Mate, X Factor, you put that seatbelt on and you make sure that shit is locked right on the hell in, because Pappenhausen drops it. The ball comes to ground. Nat Butcher picks it up and Nat Butcher puts it down, baby. Ooh. Where's Bellamy Cam? Bellamy Cam, you don't want to see that right now, AJWR. He's punching on with someone. AJWR. Brendan says, wow, Puppy, drop that cold. Yeah, drop that cold. And the pressure's on Melbourne right now, because they will get this kick. It will be a 6-point game. So that 2 points did actually make sense before. Logan says, Roosters win, Oz wins. That's just not the case at all. That's just not the case at all. But still elite to make it a 12-point game in a moment now. By the way, it was pretty cool. So last week in that Roosters versus Manly game, there was a Titans fan apparently on the TV in the Roosters chook pen, which is weird. Weird. And Suoliti will get it. So it is a 6-point game here, guys. 24-18. 30 minutes to go. In 30 minutes time, unless we got extra time, one of these two teams will be going off to Bali with Reece Walsh and Ezra Mann. Off to Bali we go. Rice says, thank God I really didn't want another blow-up finale game. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. We want to see something close. We want to see something good. We want to see something fun. And right now, this has been a fun game to watch. Someone say choke. Shut up and take my money. Absolutely, Joe. Absolutely. We're on for a cracking final 30 minutes now. This changed so quick. Except this kind of is nearly what the Roosters did if that forward pass wasn't called in that Roosters versus Panthers game. The Roosters were coming back for a little bit, and then they called that forward pass where Tedesco ended up scoring. Get offload there, Suoliti. Now gets the ball to the 18, first tackle. I'm telling you, Craig Bellamy is fuming right now. Craig Bellamy's fuming. Logan Squeezy, Cam Smith trying his hand in coaching sometime soon. I don't personally think so, mate. I think he's still a few years away for that. I think he's happy to be a part of the Queensland coaching staff, and I do believe Cameron Smith will be eventually a coach, but I think that right now I don't necessarily think that's on his agenda. Oh, Tedesco nearly broke through there. Full tackle there for the Roosters. Connor Watson. I tell you what, the Storm are getting done for numbers here. Let their side Angus Crichton offloads it to Keary. Keary's away. Let their side Tupou. Tupou in the 25, and he's taking out the 20. Fit tackle here. The Roosters are flying right now. Daniel Tupou to Luke Keary. Keary gives it off into Sanders Smith. Sanders Smith kicks it across here. Dom Young. Joe Manu. Oh, he's knocked it on over the line. Oh, half a metre short. Joe Manu's knocked it on. Oh my gosh, what a game. I love being a neutral in this situation, because if this was the Titans, I would be vomiting. I would be vomiting right now if this was my team. I love being a neutral in this game. I love it. I would vomit if this was the Gold Coast. Second tackle now at 22. Nate J says Melbourne have clocked off big time. They need to score next or Chook's going to run it down and win, I reckon. I don't necessarily think that's the case, Nate. I think that this game could go 24-24 and the Storm could win 25 to 24, 30 to 24 kind of deal. Remember when I told you guys before the stream that I could see a scoreline of 32 to 24 or a 30 to 28 kind of deal? A high scoring close game? Well, it's what it's looking like right now. I said both these defenses are pretty damn well good, but I could see a high score, and right now it's aiming up for it. It's already pretty much there. And knocked back by the Storm. Oh, that's Melbourne's ball. 6 again. Elias Katoa. Josh King. 6 again. 13 metres out on the line. Melbourne have a chance to score their own back. They've got right-hand side open. Surely. Run. Choose. Bushka! Melbourne Storm hit back and make it 28-18. This game is a firecracker. It's a firecracker game right now. Fire it up. Fire it up. What a game. 28-18 with a kick to come. The Roosters nearly just tied the game up on the other side of the field. And then Jerome Hughes goes and scores. This is a battle between Tedesco and Hughes right now. This is a battle between the two Dally M chances. Hughes, cracker game. Tedesco been firing the second half. I'm telling you right now, this is going to come down to the wire because the Roosters aren't done yet. That's a huge try there from Jerome Hughes to take back that lead by a 10-point margin. End-to-end action now. Well, not now, Luke. It's been end-to-end action the entire game, really. I know the Roosters had a really poor period, but overall, the Roosters started off the game in the Storm anthem. The Storm went bang, 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 and then the Roosters kind of came back, and then now they're putting their pressure right on. And I know the Storm score here, but this isn't game over yet. The Roosters can still score a couple of tries here. I was right about my close high scorer. I was right. It's the right prediction for tomorrow. Looking forward to tomorrow, Elijah. I would say I got Panthers in a similar game. I think Sharkies will make it close, but I think the Panthers in a close game. Tanya says, hi, I'm Jordan Campbell. Hello, Jordan Campbell. Your name is Tanya here on YouTube, though, so... Ooh. Yeah, no, it wasn't a knock-on. It was close to a knock-on there, but it wasn't. But Jerome Hughes just, yeah, strong, gets back, backs himself, and gets the try. Beautiful. Beautiful. He's playing with some really solid confidence here, Jerome Hughes, and deserves the flowers that he receives. All right, so Nick Meaney here. Will he make it a 30-18 game? Yes, he will, over the black dot. 30-18 in the Melbourne Storm with 26 minutes to go here. Is Jordan or Tanya, or is this a weekend thing? Seb Watson, mate. You be careful, son. You be careful. Stop flirting with Tanya. You gotta stop flirting with Tanya. This isn't BKR Tinder, mate. It's not BKR Tinder. 26 minutes to go. Unless... No, it's not BKR Tinder. That's close to a knock-on there for the Storm. Like, Alec Donald's hands are close to a knock-on. Let's have a look. That's definitely a knock-on there for the Storm. That... Oh, Roosters fans are going to complain. It's a robbery. Oh, that's a big moment right there. That's a really big moment. The Storm just scored a try for knock-on. Oh, no. Yeah, Chook's robbed there. That is a Chook's robbery there, man. Oh, no. Now we're going to hear from Roosters fans for years that they were robbed. Yeah, it's offside too, Nate J, but it's definitely knock-on. Tyron Wishart taken down to the 20. Arguably a high tackle there. Third tackle at 20. You hate to see that, mate, because they're just going to use that as the reason they lost. And you could argue that the whole game changes based off that, so it is a very frustrating one. Jerome Hughes will whack that ball down to the corner. I'd really like to see the Roosters score a bullshit try now just to even that out so the Roosters don't have complaints, but they'll complain even regardless. Found Trent Robinson excuse when the Roosters lose, Greg Martin says. You're right, mate. You are right. Roosters are claiming a crusher here, James Tedesco. After what I just saw, I'm okay with you trying to get this penalty. Here we go. And... Well, yeah, it's a crusher. No, it's a correct call. It's a correct call. Smoking Papa says, don't jinx it. What do you mean, don't jinx it? Don't jinx what? I'm saying I hope the Roosters score a bullshit try because they deserve it after just conceding a bullshit try. Because that was definitely a knock-on from the Melbourne Storm that led up to that try. Jay Ferrugia says, the fact that Bunker checked it and still confirmed it. So Jay Ferrugia, you're right, but you're wrong. So they check it, but that was a play earlier, right? So they can't, I don't believe they can go back to that. If they can go back, I think they might have got, it's interesting, right? Because if it's a try, I don't know if they can go back a play to prevent the try. 6 again for the Roosters. But I'm pretty certain that I think if it's a high tackle or whatnot, like a foul play, they can go back a couple of tackles, which we've seen before. But if it's just a knock-on, I don't think you can go back into a previous play. Roosters, Daniel Tupou! Oh, 22 metres out from the line, second tackle. It's a really difficult one to explain, Jay Ferrugia, that I don't understand and the NRL doesn't understand. Grant Atkins couldn't count to 3, let alone help you understand that. So third tackle now for the Roosters. They're 19 metres out from the line. I did my best to say, though. I did my best. Do you get kind of what I'm trying to say, though, Jay Ferrugia? So third tackle, Luke Keary. Luke Keary at the back of Tedesco. Tedesco gives it across into Tupou. Tupou's 8 metres out from the line, fourth tackle. Has been many suspensions from crushers lately? I don't think so, Josh, to be fair. I don't think so. I don't think there's been much crushers this year since they really put the lockdown onto it. So fifth tackle here. 12 metres out here from the line. Martin's been having a quiet season, let alone a quiet day, 15 wheelers. So Luke Keary. Keary gives it out to Terrell May. Terrell May puts a kick through for Tupanua and... yeah, it's a penalty. Yeah, it's the right call. It's the right call. He was on the ground and then he just got rolled over. It's the right call. Tupanua knows he can't do that. He knows he can't do that. He knows he can't do that. Yeah, you can't do that. It's a smart attempt to try and get him back in goal there, but he knows he can't make that second attempt there. Don't forget, guys, we will be live at the Sharkies versus the Panthers tomorrow night here on YouTube and also on TikTok. Munster rolled himself over. Yes and no X Factor. Like, Tupanua also was trying to bring him back in. Munster wasn't going to stop him, is what I'll say. Munster wasn't going to stop him. He was going to assist him because he knew he'd get a penalty from it. Well, Joe Manu is definitely injured here. A little bit of a hobble back. At least the Roosters had a little bit of fun in their comeback. At least they're more than likely not going to get up fitted, which is what it was looking like at one stage. And the Storm, Trent Loiero, he's going to be at the halfway point. Fourth tackle now. So Harry Grant off to Munster. Oh, man. If someone had to follow him up to the left-hand side, Sean Bloor, you've got to be making that line, brother. Sean Bloor's going to be making that line. They have a try easy if Sean Bloor followed him there. Chase through there. Good take by Dom Young. And Dom Young can get to the left-hand side here. They should have space. Suaalii. Oh, it's a fantastic hit from Will Warbrick to stop that. Meaney comes in with the follow-up, but Will Warbrick stopped probably a try there for the Roosters. They won't talk about that, but that was really good hit contact there from Warbrick. And Tupou is going to get locked down by Trent Loiero and Nick Meaney and Harry Grant again. Terrell May to Radley. Radley to Spencer Leniu. Spencer Lenu's not been at his best here today, in my personal opinion. Watson off to Angus Crichton. And Crichton is going to be 33 metres out here from his own line. To Keary. Keary, nice play here. Tedesco. Oh, Tedesco nearly broke away again. Fifth tackle. 20 minutes to go here, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. Double tap the screen and follow if you're new. So, fifth tackle. They whack it up and it will be easy grab there by little Bubby Pappenhausen. At the 25. With 20 minutes to go, guys, does anyone here give the Roosters a chance to actually come back and win this game? If the Storm hadn't have scored that last try, this game was red hot. It has died down a little bit since the Storm got that bounce back. Oh, that's a knock on. Here's a chance for the Roosters. There's no way you challenge the Storm. Don't challenge it. Don't challenge it. You'll lose a challenge. You'll lose a challenge. No, you're going to lose a challenge. You're going to lose a challenge here, Melbourne. Yeah, good call. Well done, Harry Grant. Smart. So Grant Atkins thought he was challenging, and then Harry's like, no. Smart, because you would have lost it. It was a knock on. Warbrick wants a challenge, but I'm sorry. I don't trust you. I don't trust you. Here we go. He placed the ball on his foot. It's not Spencer Leniu's fault. It's not Spencer Leniu's fault. It's not Spencer Leniu's fault. He placed the ball on his foot. Yeah, Craig Bellamy is fuming. That is absolutely a knock-on. You can't deliberately... Spencer Leniu is literally just putting it... His foot is in a natural position. And Will Warbrick tried to put the ball down on it. Joey Manu taken down to the 20. First tackle here. Roosters score here. Game on. Hiccup there. First tackle at the 20. They go left. Connor Watson to Sam Smith. Sam Smith second tackle at the 18. Like I always tell you guys, my brain, I look at numbers and then my brain goes the number to the person. And Sam Walker usually wears a 7. Kiri Tedesco. Tedesco. Knock on by James Tedesco. That's not good. That's not good, baby. That's not good. They're not good. And Will Warbrick now brings his ball out of the 15. Need a little bit more composure there, James Tedesco, mate. That's a big knock-on in that situation. Huge knock-on in that situation. Ryan Pappenhausen gets crunched back. Gets the offload away to Wishart, though. Roosters, wake up. You got to know the offload comes there. You got to go in for the tackle, bro. There's just something missing. I tell you what, man, this Roosters team, you have to win now. You have to win this season because you are losing too many players next year to compare. Ah, bum action! Jack Howarth, we got the full moon. We got the full moon. But the Roosters, you're losing. You're losing Kiri. You're losing Joe Manu. You're losing Joseph Suaalii. You're losing Jared Warrior-Hargraves. You're losing all these guys. You've got no Sam Walker for half the season next year. There is a really high chance you do not make the 8. There is, and I know you hate to hear that. You've got the money to spend, but also it's going to take time to really build this team back up again. The Roosters, you are in a win now mode, and when I mean now, I mean these next 2 games, and specifically this next 18 minutes. Otherwise, I'm sorry, but there's going to be a building process in Bondi. Warrior-Hargraves, Sandon Smith. Sandon Smith sets back. And I'm not confident in Sandon Smith being the key halfback for the Roosters in 2025 until Warhol comes back. I'm not confident. I'm not. Full moon in Melbourne tonight. Full moon, baby. Full moon. Bit Jack Howarth, son. Usually it's Tedesco, but tonight it's Jack Howarth. Luke Keary. They're going to run it here on 5th. They're going to run it here on 5th. Tedesco! It's fit tackle. Flicks it back here. That's a knock on. Now Storm ball. And Storm will get the ball at 45. They're risking it for the biscuit, but it's Storm ball at 48. Do you guys agree or disagree with me in regards to my viewpoint about the Roosters in 2025? But we'll talk about that in the season review. We'll talk about it in the season review. So Munster, Josh King. And Josh King, second tackle at the 42. Roosters fans, do not give up hope yet. He's only 12 points. There is still 17 minutes to go. You can score 2 tries in 60 seconds. You can score 2 tries in 20 seconds. So it's not over till the fat lady sings. Oh, jeez. The play the ball was a bit dodgy there. Forward tackle here with the Melbourne Storm. They're 10 metres out even the line. If they score here, that's the season done for the Roosters, in my opinion. Little mother man, little puppy. And that, my friends, should be good night. Ryan Pappenhausen will score right next to the post. And it's about to be 34-16 with a kick to come. That should be the Roosters season done. Logan says, given the Panthers and Storm win, does the likely suspension of Nass affect the game much? Do you think Nelson will get suspended? A lot of the time they try to forgive in times like this for the grand final. A lot of the time they try to get players off of suspensions for a grand final. They chase the Roosters will be fine. They'll grab a few mil a year players under the cap. Well, it's fine and all, but like who right now? Because they haven't signed. Who have they signed? Who's available? Who's available? They've kept Crichton, which is great. Who's available? Tata Cox, Seawan Barley, Greg Martin says, well, it's looking like Reece Welsh needs some and bring a couple more to the party. With 16 minutes to go, the Roosters season is looking all but over. The Roosters have to score within the next 5 minutes to be within this game, my personal opinion. If the Storm score again, it's definitely game over. X-Rat says Roosters will sign Dave Fifita. I think they're pretty happy they didn't sign him, to be fair. They're pretty happy. Because they would have lost Crichton, and Crichton's been formed. But if Dave Fifita gets back to his best next year and Crichton goes downwards, then they'll start to realise it's more systemic. All right, can the Storm make it 36-18? You would assume they would. It's actually, no, it's right under the post. So it will be 36-18 any moment now. Roosters fans will blame the knock-on try as the reason they've lost this game. They will. And Nick Meaney will rocket to 600 career points for the Melbourne Storm, and he will take his team to an 18-point lead of 36-18 with 15 minutes to go of the game. I'm trying to see. No, you can't put like scoring stuff there. Fitton Wheeler says that they want T for the one for Australia. I wouldn't even put Puppy above him. Oh, you're lying. I would even put Puppy above it, in very biased opinion. Tedesco's been the best fullback in the competition this year. Throw it out there. Statistically, fact. And also, eye test, if people watch Roosters games, fact. Roosters need to think about life after Tedesco as well at this point, so they're definitely going to need to find a young gun at some stage. I don't think yet. They've got fullback is not a position that is really difficult to find talent in. Fullback is very, very diverse in regards to the amount of talent that you can find in the fullback position. Look at the Titans. We've got 3 great fullbacks. Jaden Campbell, AJ Brimson, Keanu Kinney. Right? You look at the Broncos. They had Reece Walsh. They had Tristan Sailor. Even Samuel Cobb had a great game in the fullback when he played there. That's a high tackle for mine. 4 tackles for the Storm at 45. The Raiders have got heaps. The Storm have had heaps. The Warriors have got Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. They've got Charles Nicholl-Krokstad. They've got Tane Twalpicki. The point is that fullback is not a difficult position to actually replace. And Tedesco's still got 2-3 years left in him. There's a chance he could still win the Dally M this year, but people dislike the Roosters so much, and they don't like Tedesco as much based on origin and whatnot, that they forget about how good, or they choose not to see how good he has been this year. The knock-on maybe, but if they send Hughes to the bin, then that could have been a game changer. Yes, but also Victor Radley should have been binned as well, so you wipe those 2 out. Tedesco is like the Volvo of fullbacks. He takes a lot of dings, but keeps on ticking, rarely injured. Absolutely, no, Joe. Absolutely. Manu gets it to Kiri. Kiri, Tedesco! Good offload from Tedesco down Tupou. Tupou at the halfway point. That's a knock on there from Hughes. Probably saved the try, though. So it's going to be Roosters ball at the 45. Just want to throw it out there, though. Tedesco was the one who's sorting this out. Tedesco is the one trying to keep him in this game. Tedesco was having a great second half until the Storm scored that try. But see, people try to ignore it. Whether by intention or just... whether they intentionally are looking away from Tedesco or just don't look at their fullback. I don't know. Because if you watch Roosters games, there's no way anyone can tell me that Tedesco is a bad player. There's no way someone can tell me that Tedesco isn't the clear number 1 for the fullback of the year spot this year at Dally M's. There is a genuine opportunity for him to win the Dally M this year over Jerome Hughes. I don't believe it should happen. I think Hughes should clearly win it, but there is a genuine opportunity for it. So second tackle now for the Roosters at 30. Don't forget, guys, tomorrow we will be live at the Sharkies Panthers. Shaggy Sharks! Underneath to Joe Manu, but this game's not over yet. If the Roosters can score here, maybe. Would make it a 12-point game with 12 minutes to go. Connor Watson to Luke Keary. Keary to Joe Manu. Floating to the left-hand side. He pushes off Jerome Hughes. Gives it to Keary. Keary gives it up to Spencer Leniu. Spencer Leniu looking for the hole. Oh, pumping the legs, taking down 12 metres out for tackle here. Need to score right now, Roosters. Get yourselves back in the game. Get yourself back in with an opportunity. That's not a good run there from Connor Watson. Fit tackle now, 9 metres out. 9 metres out to Keary. Keary puts that ball up. The chase through by Tupou. Knock on by the Storm. That's going to be Roosters' ball here at the 10. Should have passed it, Connor. Absolutely, Brenton. But that will be a knock on there from the Storm. So Roosters got another opportunity. Another opportunity. Another opportunity. Another opportunity. Another opportunity. Come on. We want to see you try to keep it close. Definitely a knock on from Will Warbrick. All right, come on. Come on now. Let's make it good. Let's make it good. Let's make it a good finish. It hasn't been a boring game regardless, though. It's getting to a slow... If the Roosters don't score here, it's getting to a slow point. Oh, Dom Young's gone backwards. Oh, they're lucky they didn't go over the sideline. First tackle, risking it for the biscuit. I guess it is that point of the season where you got to risk it for the biscuit. So off to Joe Manu. Joe Manu to Jared Warrior-Hargraves. And Hargraves, 10 metres out of the line. May score 36-18 Melbourne with 11 minutes to go, but the Roosters are attacking right now. Chancey, Joe Manu, Luke Keary. Luke Keary out the back here too. That's a knock on. That's a knock on Roosters. That's a knock on Roosters. It's a knock on Roosters. Absolutely. Finally. Took them way too long. Took them way too long to call that. That should be the game. Olivia says the Christian camp was so good, but I'm exhausted. Turning it tough. Olivia, that is going to be the most random comment. You've come back like 2 hours later, and I replied to you about the Christian camp when you sent that donation. This is now like 2 hours later, and you've just randomly brought up the Christian camp being so good. This is definitely knock on it from Tupo. Well, that's not going to show it. That's not going to show it. There may be backwards, but they do usually call this as forward. I think that's backwards. Yeah, I think this is Roosters ball. Good challenge. Good challenge. Roosters ball. They're lucky. They're lucky. Challenge successful. So Roosters ball here. 10 minutes to go here, potentially the Roosters season, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe if you are new around here. Both teams have had successful challenges in this game. Gives you a good idea for officiating. Radley back to Warrior Hargraves, who is 20 metres out of the line, 4 tackle. Connor Watson, gives it off here to Keary. Luke Keary gives it off to Suoliti, who steps back on the inside, taking down 7 metres out, 5th tackle. For me, Roosters, this is your last play. This is your last play unless you can get a repeat set. Victor Radley. Radley to Sanders Smith. Flicks it back. Radley. Oh, that's a knock on Storm. Yeah, knock on Storm. I think they're going to challenge this. No, it's a knock on. So it's going to be Roosters ball at the 10. So this is their last set again. They have to score. Yeah, Kotoa doesn't want to challenge this. I took a 2-hour shower. Gee whiz. 2 hours. That's a powerful shower. Got my new Broncos shirt today too. I'm so sorry, Olivia. I'm so damn well sorry to hear that. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Brenton says, a 2-hour shower. Wow, your hot water tank must be huge. Mate, that shower is very powerful. Oh, flicks at the back. Domya. Oh, Roosters. That's your season gone. They've ruled that was not forward from Sanders Smith, and that was really, really poor. Oh, first tackle. You'd have to challenge this, but that's bad, Roosters. That's bad. That's bad. And yeah, that's knock on. 9.5 minutes to go here. Looks like the Storm are going to be going through to the grand final here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, the Roosters not good for the grand final in 2023 and 2024, which is actually what this year is. I can see the Storm scoring again, by the way. I can see the Storm scoring again. It wasn't hot, it was cold. I'm sunburnt. Well, fair enough. Yeah, this game's gotten to a drag now. Like, the Roosters had to score. Now this last 5 minutes has been a drag. Oh, he's bleeding out of the nose badly here, Joshy King. Joshy King bleeding out of the nose right now. I need some water. I need some water. I'm going to get a bottle of water here, guys. I'll still keep talking, but I'm just going to get a bottle of water. 1 second. 1 second. There's an injury right now anyway. That's pretty enough. Alright. So it is 4 tackle here for the Melbourne Storm at the 40. Now, fit tackle at 50. Get us one, please. Oh, my gee whiz. Water went everywhere. So Jerome Hughes will put this ball down, and it will be Daniel Tupou who grabs this ball at 10. Roosters, your season done if you don't score right now. And that's not going to help getting dragged back about 5 metres. No. Second tackle now at the 30. Well, are we looking at a 2016 Grand Final rematch, or are we looking at a 2020 Grand Final rematch? 2016 Grand Final rematch or a 2020 Grand Final rematch? The Storm lost both of those, mind you. No, they didn't, mind you. They won 2020, but they lost 2016. Short ball, Angus Crichton. Flicks it out the back here. And Storm ball to 45. I'm delirious because I'm so tired. I'm delirious because I've been streaming and this game has got a lot of points in it. So, Nick Meaney at the 45, second tackle. Tackle 2. Oh, Josh King's going to have to come off the field. Josh King has had a really good season, to be fair. He has had a really good season. And Christian Welsh will be taken down at the 40, second tackle. I told you I feel Storm score again. I feel the Storm score again here. Harry Grant off to Munster. Munster goes himself. Jerome Hughes is clearly man of the match this game, though. Looking like a Hannibal Lecter. What a great reference. Josh King has improved heaps. Yeah, he's been really, really good, mate. Chrissy Randall leaves the Knights, goes to Titans, improves heaps. Josh King leaves the Knights, goes to the Storm, improves heaps. He said something challenge something here? You know? Oh, knock on Roosters. Offside as well. 7 minutes to go. I've got to do something here, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's still 7 minutes to go here. But it has to happen. It's going to have to happen here, Jukesters. No, I've clicked the wrong thing. Oh, no. Check you, Jukesters. They're gone. They're gone. Update the screen there. Meant to wait for Leo Thompson. He'll leave you soon, don't worry. Rooster don't come up their line fast. Fair enough. Haruhoni with Barada. Well, it's going to be Rooster's ball here. It's a successful challenge. New South Wales Blues coach said the Broncos. How poetic, eh? Like, that's poetic. It is. It's poetic. People are reporting we're getting mad. Do you think it's true? No. I don't think he leaves New South Wales. I don't think he leaves New South Wales, personally. Oh, Radley. He's just knocked the ball out of nowhere. I'm going to be right. We're still going to score one try in 40. Brent says... Brenton, I think you know it will happen eventually. There's already reports about him happening. I think he's searching elsewhere. I don't even think I'm talking shit. I'm pretty certain Leo Thompson is like openly on the market. But saying that... I don't think he's signed, is he? Like, I think he's signed it next year, but he's allowed to talk for November. Am I right where I'm saying that? He believes red and blue. I don't think so. His comments in the media haven't necessarily said that. Harry Grant gives it up to Munster. Munster! Bang! The Melbourne Storm are going to enter the grand final for 2024. After the grand final. Samuel, like, sure. Like, okay. I'll give you a yes and I'll give you a no. No Smith, no Walker. Victor playing with an injured shoulder. I'd say I'm proud of the Chooks. Good game, Melbourne. Like, yes and no, mate. Like, the Roosters demand success. This isn't success. If you're a Titans fan or a Tigers fan or a... I'll go Bulldogs fan, whatever. You know, these teams can be like that, but I think the Roosters fans should demand a little bit more from their team personally, especially considering you're about to go through a really, really big rebuilding situation where you have no Sam Walker for half of next year. You are losing Joe Manu. You are losing Joseph Suaalii. Tedesco is getting older now. You are losing Luke Keary. You are losing Jared Warrior-Hargraves. You haven't made the signings to replace them yet. I don't think Sandon Smith is your halfback. So it's like you needed to win this and win now. And I'm not doing this to throw shade at the Roosters. I'm just giving you my honest opinions here. I think the Roosters needed to do better, despite the fact that, you know, yes, Sam Walker was out and Brandon Smith was out, which does provide excuses, but Sam Walker and Brandon Smith aren't stopping 40 points. Sam Walker and Brandon Smith are not stopping 40 points because the Storm targeted Keary, and Keary would have played regardless. So, there you go. There you go. That's my personal opinion. But again, you can be proud as much as you want. I just don't believe that a club of your size and standard in a win-now mode before next year is a big change of scenery. I don't feel like that's the ideology and thought process I would have had in your shoes. He declined his player option to test the open market, but hopefully he stays. There you go. Daniel Kelly says, well done to Grant Atkins for ruining a good game. Yeah, I would agree, but I also do think the Storm were the much better team here today, Daniel Kelly. But I do agree that Grant Atkins had a shocker. Jerome Hughes should have been binned. Victor Radley should have been binned. The try for the Storm that got them to get the momentum back after the 2 Roosters tries was a knock-on. But with that being said, I think we can all admit that the Roosters got outplayed here today through the fact the Storm tactically went at guys like Luke Keary and targeted them strongly. So, like, I would be impressed with the Roosters in periods of today's game, but as an overall collective thought process, I would say no. His brother being signed was a way to keep him, from what I've heard. Who's his brother? Leo Thompson's brother? Who's his brother? It's similar, I believe, with Tino and Isaac. So Munster! Still going. 15 out. Fit tackle here. Go for a field goal. Take the piss. Take the piss. That's exactly what they're going to do. Ryan Pappenhausen. Charge down. But the Roosters get the ball. They're going for the field goal. They're having a bit of practice. Plays rugby to the Chiefs. Oh, they look exactly the same, don't they, Sports Zone? I'm pretty certain Leo Thompson and his brother look exactly the same. Oh, here we go. Chance is Suoli. 35 out. Still pumping. Suoli gone. They are identical twins, I think. I'm pretty certain they are, yeah. Jerome Hughes has come off the field, by the way. 2.5 minutes to go here. Oh, Watson crunched by the big Nels. And he's pulling his pants down. Wow. They're identical twins, so yeah. I love how you say it to me as if I'm meant to guaranteed know that. I was asking the question, brother. Like, no need to take the piss. I'm just asking a question. If we take on the halfway point. Don't forget, Sharks Panthers. I will be live tomorrow. Might stream the AFL Grand Final. We'll see how I feel. Connor Watson, fit tackle. After Terrell May. Forward pass. Get off to Dom Young. Dom Young kicks it over the top for himself. And Xavier Coates, he might be away here. Xavier Coates gets the ball to the 40, to the 45. Oh, he's pumping off 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're on Pappenhausen. The Hardin Index. Munster, Loiero, Sean Bloor, Josh King, Elias Katoa tells you a lot about the game. Jack Howard pumps off a couple. Roosters are missing tackles galore at the moment. Daniel Kelly says 24-18, Storm knock it on. Katoa picks it up in an offside position. Roosters should have been on the attack with all the momentum. Instead, Melbourne score was where the ref won it for Melbourne. Again, I think the Storm have been clearly the better team in this game. But with that being said, yes, the try that took the Storm from 24-18 to 30-18, I don't believe was a try based on the knock-on earlier on that they couldn't call on that bunker play. However, there has been bad calls of both teams throughout the entirety of the game. Again, there should have definitely been a sin bin for Victor Radley for that hip drop. There also should have been a sin bin for Jerome Hughes and to make it 39-11. The game has been poorly officiated. But again, the Storm have scored 42 points. So stop blaming the referee and start looking at the fact that the Roosters have conceded 42 points. Do I think that the call was correct? No. The Roosters got hard done by, absolutely. But the Roosters have still conceded 42 points in this game and scored 18. They didn't score much at all until the second half. And yes, the momentum is there. But the Roosters themselves have also conceded 42 points. You want to take off that 6-point try? Sure thing, boss. 36-18 then. Do you know what I'm saying? Don't worry. It's now going to be 48-18. Munster scores under the post. That's the point that I'm making to Daniel Kelly. I get what you're saying, and I agree that it's not a try. But you've conceded 48 points here. 48 points. It's about to be 48-18 in Melbourne Storm. It's about to be 48-18. I know you know what I'm saying, but this isn't the right time for you because when you're a fan of the team in question, of course you're going to be upset right now and frustrated. I would be exactly where you are right now and blaming the referee and getting angry. But I'm telling you right now, tomorrow or next week or whatever, when you look back at this game, you'll know what I'm saying, man. It's not me insulting you. It's just me providing you a perspective from a neutral viewer. You are correct that shouldn't have been a try, but your team has conceded 48 points here. That means that the referee is not to blame. It means your defense is to blame. Is there issues? Is there context? Is there things that go into it? Absolutely. But the Storm had a few bad calls against them in this game as well. So, I understand you're upset, but from a neutral perspective, there's more problems than the referee in a 48-point smacking. Nate J says, Freddie Fittler's son playing Union. Did hear that. I'm doing the NRLW tomorrow. NRLW is on Sunday, Hattahorny, but yes, I will be streaming both games on Sunday. Except it says Roosters have lost the game from discipline, which has always been an issue with a few of their players. I would agree. Storm were very disciplined to start the game as well. Remix Vedita says, I understand you, bro. I always tell my partner the same thing. It's difficult to understand the moment, though, right? Like, it's very easy for me to say from a neutral perspective. In the moment, as a Roosters fan, you don't want to hear shit from me. You don't want to hear shit from opposition fans saying what I'm saying. You just want to hear people validate you on your opinion of the referee sucked. Which, again, there are definitely issues with the referee. But that's not the reason you conceded 48 points. But you're right, absolutely. It's difficult to hear in the moment. But give it a week, give it a couple of days, and they'll understand what I'm saying. Davo says, here is a question for you. How much money would it take to move Jerome Hughes away from the Storm in 2026? And who needs that sort of halfback? Titans, but he's not going to move from the Storm. I know this personally. By the way, I'm not going to say why, but I know. Long story short, Jerome Hughes is not leaving from the Storm. But anyway, long story short, Storm win 48-18. They get a good win there onto the grand final next week. They would have been a team. A couple of controversial calls, but the Storm were a better team. But to answer your question, Davo, you're talking 1.5, 1.6 kind of deal. Nathan Cleary-esque money, but above. Jerome Hughes made a match AWR for sure. But that is the end of the season there for the Sydney Roosters. Warrior Hargraves gone. Suoliti gone. Johnny Manu gone. Luke Keary gone. I think Tupanua gone. Sam Walker not back to halfway through next year. It's going to be interesting to see what the Roosters do in this off-season and how they plan going into 2025. We will do a season review on the Roosters this week. So if you haven't seen, we've done all the reviews up until, I think, the Bulldogs comes out next on Monday. Monday Bulldogs. Tuesday will be the Cowboys, I think. The Cowboys. Thursday is going to be Manly. And then Friday, it's going to be the Roosters. So there you go, guys. That's the plan for this week. Plus, we've got the Dally M's live on Wednesday night. Now, guys, don't forget, tomorrow we'll be back here for the Sharkies and the Penrith Panthers. I appreciate you guys as always. Obviously, go and check out the brand new BKR Sport website. It's in the pinned comment over there. Some great stuff on there that you can check out. Obviously, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new around here. And I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Catch you later. See ya. Get it again.